I've seen a lot of bankers, and I've seen a lot of cops. I've seen a lot of lawyers pull out all the stops. I've seen a lot of children with their parents in their hands. I've felt a lot of women who refuse to understand. And I don't think I understand why we're making such fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take the world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. I see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fire going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take all your money and whatever else you bring. And I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. 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 Guitar Players Planet.
Down by the water, maybe I'm the sun, maybe I'm a daughter when the music man calls. That's when I gotta play. I never had. I'm burning with hate, with love. Spin around, round. 'Cause as a boy I had a dream. Carry it with me today. Yes I do.
Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the lands of the new. Oh, na 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 na. I've lost my friend. Got the sunset off the highway again. Then I get lost on a long summer day. I must go back before it's too late. You're afraid, you're feeling alone. Time and space can never unfold. The holidays can ring in your fear. The ghost embrace can only mean tears. And I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to lands of blue. Oh, na 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 na. At the lake, I'm feeling confused, but I had my guitar, so I played this blues. But I'm afraid, it will not be true, that I might never be back again.
Someone to take me down at night. Someone to make my day. New revelation fills my soul. Oh, I can waste away. You distracting my attention. You're all that's on my mind. Not looking for perfection, but you're too hard to find. Now the first night is coming, and I know what to do. You know that nothing feels sweeter than someone else. begins with you. Distracting my attention, you're all that's on my mind. You, not looking for perfection, but sure too hard to find. Now the first night is coming, and I know what to do, yeah. You know that nothing feels sweeter than someone else, yeah. Now the first night is coming, and I know what to do, yeah. She knows that nothing feels sweeter than someone else. Yeah, alone it seems funny that I end up with you, yeah. Know that nothing feels sweeter than someone else. Yeah, 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 you, oh you, yeah,
God. Hello, how you doing, everybody? Welcome to the show. We got about 13 people coming on. People running on a little late, so thank you for all coming. Tonight, our special guest is Hendrik, and I hope I don't pronounce your last name incorrectly. Benjamin.
Well, Bayamon.
Benjamin.
Dutch,
Okay.
yeah.
There you go. Thank you. But let's see. Did we get Scott back? Not yet. Yeah, let me just go over a couple things, a little housekeeping stuff before we get started with Hendrik. First things first. We got a lot of other stuff going on at AstroWorld. We got a lot of guest stars coming up. But first thing I want to do is give a shout out to our sponsors. Let me just get my screen up here. And 5, 9, slideshow. Just messing with me already. I apologize about this. There you go. And we'll quick play that. Something is not working with my screen, or my screen share is not working. Sorry about that. Hold on a second. And wow, I'm having some issues already. Here we go. Lovely. Let's see. We'll do share screen 2. There we go. There we go. Better. There we go. And we got Scott back. There we go. So first of all, thank you again to our main sequence level telescope, Woodland Hills and Cameron Telescopes at telescopes.net. Thank you so much to them for being our main sequence level sponsor. And for our Red Giant level, we have Prima Luce Lab and Camera Concepts Telescope Solutions out on Long Island. For those of you that know me, I do work for Camera Concepts and Telescope Solutions part-time as a fun-time job. So just so you know, I guess, and then we got thank you to our super giant level Masters of Pix Insight. And for those, first of all, let me say thank you to all the people that were on last Wednesday's show that took advantage of the half off of all the workshops for Masters of Pix Insight. Man, there was a lot of people that were very, very happy. So I'm glad we were able to get that to all of our members. So for those of you that took advantage of it, awesome. So I'm glad you were able to do that. And thank you to all of our member sponsors. We are just getting a whole bunch of member sponsors in here. And thank you, Dennis. I actually moved you from the Protostar, and you upgraded your membership to the main sequence level. So thank you so much. So you'll be getting your nice embroidered shirt very, very soon. As soon as I'm done with the, as soon as I'm done, as soon as Scott's done with the logo. So once that happens, and if you want to become a member sponsor, please hit the join button on our YouTube channel. And soon to come, we will have a Patreon account as well. So thank you so much to all of our member sponsors as well. Again, our upcoming guest list, obviously tonight is March 18th. So we have Hendrik, who's going to give us a rundown of the StarAid. On March 25th, we'll have Scott Roberts for his second appearance on AstroWorld. He is the CEO of Explore Scientific. And if you saw him on his last appearance, he is just a plethora of wonderful stories. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Then we got Bob Denny on April 6th. He's going to be giving us a rundown on Alpaca. And for those of you that don't know what Alpaca is, basically, it's the version of ASCOM that you could use for Linux boxes and Macs. So that's going to be a lot of fun because I have been using Windows forever, just like most of us. On April 13th, we have Charles Bracken, who is the author of Deep Sky Imaging Primer, as long as the Astrophotography Atlas, amongst other things that we all use on a nightly basis. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And Richard Wright on May 4th from Starstone Software, who is formerly with Software Bisque. And now he's going to be giving us a rundown on what he's doing now. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And as always, if you don't like YouTube and you like our other social media platforms, feel free to join us on Discord, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, the whole spiel there. So thank you everybody for watching. I just have one more piece of housekeeping that I kind of want to show you. And if I go to, okay, so here is the website from AstroWorld. And again, this is, if you don't know the website, it's www.astroworldweb.com. If I have one more person, Scott, Pete. I got 3 people this week that were looking for Travis Scott. It's driving me nuts. But I guess that comes with the name. But we will have our special guests here listed, and you can scroll through it. We have the AstroWorld Picture of the Week. Dave, you're still there. We're going to do the next picture of the week tonight. And now you got all the registrations for all the giveaways that we have now down here. So I had some requests that some people wanted to get the newsletter and not register for any giveaways. Some people wanted giveaways but no newsletter. So now you have the option to do both. Okay. So if you want to register for the Woodland Hills, you just use your email, put your name and your email, and enter, and you're in. If you want the one for IP for AP and Masters of Pix Insight, same thing. And on the bottom are the 2 new ones. So every month we'll be giving away a $50 gift certificate to Camera Concepts on the 3rd Wednesday of the month. And in the summer, I just got verification tonight from Tom Bramwell. And the model is no longer to be determined. It is going to be an Eagle 4 giveaway. This is not a raffle. This is not anything. This is a free Eagle 4 Pro version, fully maxed out. 64 gig of RAM, 2 terabyte solid state drive. That's the M2 drive, but it's going to be a little bit special. It's going to be a one of a kind thing. So it's going to be called the Eagle Eclipse, or Eclipse for Italian out there, and it's going to be matte black. So it's going to be kind of cool. There's only going to be 2 in existence. One is going to be kept as a prototype at Prima Luce Lab, and the other one is coming to us. So register to win all of them. There's no cost to enter. Feel free, and again, you can only enter once on that one. On that one, you can only enter once. You can register to win all the time for the camera concepts, the gift certificates, stuff like that, but you can only win one time a month. So please, I will kick out any duplicate entries. It'll do it automatically, but that's it. And then the supports, member sponsors I put on the bottom. So feel free to look at the website and check it out. It's getting to be a really good place of information. And don't forget our AstroWorld store, of course, where 5% of all the profits go to an astronomy club somewhere in the world. If you buy anything from that, you just grab it. 5% goes to somewhere, and we actually made some money this month, so we're going to be making an announcement next month. And that's about 7 minutes. There you go. I think I'm good. All right, so let me hide this. And let me go. And there we go.
There we go.
All right. So we're here with Hendrik, who is inventor of the StarAid, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, and I know for those of you that have been watching the show over the past 6 months, at least since Pete's been jumped on board, he's been loving this product for a while. Not a lot of us have had any contact with it, to be honest with you, but we're totally interested. We have the entire audience interested. So why don't you take it away and give us a little rundown?
All right. Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me on the show, and especially Pete for connecting us together. It's been a while. It's good to see you again on this show, Pete. It's been last time we saw each other, I think, in when was it? November 2019.
Yep.
On the AIC in San Diego.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is where I introduced, I let Pete show the StarAid and basically what it could do, and we had it all off, and now I'm here and I can show you what's it all about. So before I get all into that, let me give a bit of a history of myself in the astronomy world. You know, I guess like everybody here and everybody who's participating tonight, I'm also very much, interested in doing astrophotography and getting those faint fuzzies on the camera. I got a small telescope, hooked up a camera, and started noticing that, stars would drift out of view. And I learned stuff about polar alignment and guiding and controlling your camera. So it was actually kind of complicated to get going there. Eventually, I made a bit of progress, and I got into building myself a small observatory with a nice telescope inside. Hooked it all up with OpenPhD for guiding, which worked really well. I was super happy with the results, although, I'm based here in the Netherlands, in Holland. And for those of you who've never been there, the winter months, imagine come basically October, it gets gray. Come March, April, and the grayness gives a little bit of way to the blue. And then, it's also kind of spotty. So clear nights are very rare here. And having my jig all working with PhD guiding, great software, I was able to get maybe 50% relatively sharp images. And I thought, well, clear nights are so rare here. I want to get more sharp pictures. Let's see if I can improve it a bit. And I, at that time, took over a mount from my local observatory. It was locally made, and it had some quirks because it had some 10 years of wariness. So there was really like a very sharp periodic error there present that I couldn't get quite away. So I started writing my own software for that, started guiding, and I was very happy that suddenly, instead of getting to keep 50% of the images, I got to keep all of it, almost all of it. And then I thought, well, this would be really nice if I can bring out this software, and so other people can use it as well. But what would be really nice if I can just pair it up with a super sensitive image sensor, make a nice product out of it, and I can just sell it as a way of standalone guiding, so people don't need to bring out their laptop or computers or work with software installations and such, because time is very valuable, especially if you're out in the field. So this is how StarAid was basically born. I can show you what it looks like now. It's this. Well, it's a little bit out of focus in the camera there.
That's okay.
But you can see it's this is the sensor. Image sensor is here in the front, and the computer is here in the in this little box. Tube actually, and here you can see the connectors and USB, and the LEDs here, they are also bicolored, so they give nice status feedback. This is also a very nice guiding lens. So contrary to what people would say a long time ago, is that you can actually do very well with short focal length guiding optics. So this is a Kowa 100mm guide optics. It's actually a machine vision lens, but it's super sharp, very powerful at f2.8, and that works really nicely. And you can just screw it on. Oh wait, maybe I should show StarAid like this. There we go. So here you can see the image sensor.
Oh man!
Yeah, it's just really.
Show that sensor again. Show that sensor again. Wow! Look at the size of that thing.
Yeah, actually, this is something you guys probably don't see often, because maybe you can see that the surface area looks a bit brownish, right?
Yeah.
That is actually the Kapton tape that's still on the chip as it came from the factory. So this should be removed. This is what I removed before I send it out. So this is really like a new unit. And this is an IMX 290 sensor. It's super sensitive, very low read noise. So with this setup, just to give you an idea, assuming that everybody here is familiar with stars and magnitudes and the like, is that a good assumption?
Yeah, that's a good assumption.
Yeah. So just using this setup, it's running its own program, operating system, everything inside. You don't need a PC. It will just guide standalone. It will take images about 5 to 10 times per second. And at that rate, it would still, in this optics, be possible to see guiding stars down to magnitude 11, 10, 11.
Wow.
Even with such short exposure time. So this really allows you to not only one star, but you can really see, like a plethora of stars that you can actually guide on. And this is what I'm doing. It was kind of a new thingy when I released, and I'm happy to see a lot of software programs have started to use multi-star guiding nowadays as well, which really improves the results a lot. Now I can try to share my screen and give you an idea of how this looks like.
Yeah.
Again, the gray nights, so I can actually show you from a simulator. Let's see if we can have the screen now. Right. Is it coming
got
up?
it. Yep. Give me a sec. There we go.
There we go. So this is basically running on my PC. It's just a simulated environment, but this is what you would see if you would connect a phone or smartphone or something like that. You don't actually need it. This is just what you can see if you want to see what's going on. Now I hit guiding. So it's actually in the simulator, saw about 20 guide stars starting to calibrate, which is typically fairly quick. The limiting factor is the backlash of your mount. So that can be anywhere from 0 to 30 seconds, depending on the model that you have. Then it latched on, and then basically it starts guiding, and you can see the very quick rate. Now, what's super nice about having such a fast guiding rate, and remember, guiding is quite computationally intensive. It's good that it's offloaded in the StarAid, so you don't need to worry about the PC introducing all kinds of issues. But the nice thing about this is that you can really monitor the seeing. So you're not guiding on the seeing, but by having a refresh rate of about 5 times per second, we can really see what the seeing is doing and then send guide pulses when it's really significantly above or below the seeing. Sorry, of course not below the seeing, above the seeing,
Gotcha.
because we want to correct that. So that's basically what's really working very well. Then you can see a bit of more statistics. So these graphics that people are familiar with. Typically, the guiding accuracy is about 0.05 pixels, so 1/20th of a pixel, depending, of course, a lot on the seeing. So that typically comes down to about, with this jig that I showed you on the screen, to an absolute accuracy of about 0.3 to 0.5 arc seconds, which is in almost all the cases much better than what the seeing is doing. So this is sufficient for all setups. Also worth noting is that, let me see if I can stop sharing. How do I stop sharing here?
I stop it. So
Sorry?
I stop it from here.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't see the button here.
No, it's for me. It's not, but just leave it on, and whenever you want to show it, now I could show it whenever.
Yeah, thanks. So the whole system is basically limited by the seeing. So, adding a longer focal length would theoretically increase your sensitivity a bit, but, since the seeing is usually 1 arc second anyway, it doesn't really matter. In fact, if you...
I wish I had 1 arc second seeing in New York.
Same. Typically here it's about 2, 3, 4 arc seconds. That's
Long Island. Yeah, that's us.
Yeah. Now, with this seeing, if you instead of 100 millimeter add 120 or 150 or 200 millimeter even, theoretically, your accuracy would go down maybe to 0.2 or even 0.1 arc seconds, but it would do you no good.
Right.
In fact, it would do worse because you're narrowing your field of view. So your guide stars start disappearing as well. So you're only making stuff worse. And actually it looks kind of funny because, it looks like such a small setup, and it's a bit, it can look a bit out of place if you put it on a big telescope like, 14-inch or 16-inch, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It just guides. Although with such large instruments, you get a whole bunch of different problems like differential flexure and mirror shifts and all these kinds of troubles that you cannot solve by just on-axis guiding. Now, having basically done the guiding, I also found it nice to implement polar alignment, and that I can show you in a demonstration video.
Sure.
Let me share my screen again.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Hopefully it's, there we are. So here we see my setup. It was a nice typical mount, equatorial mount. So you have the right ascension axis and the declination axis. First, make sure that basically it works in a way that you don't need to see Polaris, and you just take a couple of snapshots along the sky. It's really quick method. I will show you all. So first, make sure that the declination axis is fixed and that the right ascension axis is free to move. You don't need to actually lock it, but it doesn't hurt also because if it's not balanced, it can fall away. Now, once it's properly set up, so you're more or less polar aligned in the sense that the latitude scale is more or less correct with your own latitude, and you use a compass, so it's at least pointing north and not south or east and west.
Is there a I guess is there a degree like so from a pointing accuracy concern? Do you have to be somewhere close to Polaris? Is it within 5 degrees, within 10 degrees?
No, that for the method itself, it doesn't really matter. But in practice, because you need to do the fine adjustments with these screws and the
Yep.
ones here, they have limited range, typically only a few degrees. So it really helps if you're at least close.
Gotcha.
Well, I would say start within about 5 degrees if possible. Else you have to do it in a couple of times, and then you'll get there eventually as well. Now, once you're satisfied with the position, just pick any spot in the sky, just that you can see stars. You go to the polar alignment menu and you hit start. And then it starts recognizing where you are. So it also has built-in plate solving. So you can see the coordinates pop up here. And the procedure is basically just move the mount to a slightly different position by rotating the right ascension axis. So moving it a little bit to the next position like this. Pressing the next button and let it gather a bit of data. There we go. So it starts gathering data, and you can see already that it got an alignment error of pretty large, 31 degrees. Accuracy, though, is also 31 degrees, so it's still hard to tell. So we just keep on gathering data, a couple of points. And you can also see that the accuracy starts coming down. And after about 5 or 6 points, depending on how big of a movement we can make, you can see that now we have really good accuracy, it's green, and the alignment error is 43 arc minutes. So now we've determined the polar alignment error, and we only need to adjust it now. So you see the crosshair, and then you can turn the screws. First loosen them a bit, and then start turning, and you can see the blue dot start turning as well. And this way you can center your mount. The nice thing about this method, like I said before, is you don't need to see Polaris, or if you're on the southern hemisphere, whatever the star there is called, Theta Octantis or something.
Sigma, yeah.
Sigma. And yeah, you can. So this is actually from a balcony that is south facing, so I didn't see Polaris, but it still allows me to do the polar alignment within, well, typically a minute or two, and then it's good enough for guiding. That's the video.
Nice.
Wow.
That is pretty cool. We do have a couple of questions already in the chat. Where's the first one? Hold on a second.
The procedure reminds me a little bit of Sharp Cap.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, very similar.
Can you stop the share?
Yeah, I'm working on it. Let's see what's hide on stream. There we go.
There we go.
And let's see. Actually, Gideon Sanders, and I can't pronounce this, so I'll just throw it up on the screen for you. So it says, can you see that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
it's Dutch.
yeah. Gideon's from Holland, if I remember correctly, also as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I always mess around with Gideon because I put him all over the world. I put him in Jersey. I put him in Germany. I put him in Amsterdam. I put him in. I always mess up his name all the time, but he's turned out to be a long time watcher. Hogarth, congratulate Hendrik. Okay, let's see. So
I have the chat there open as well. I see it. Well, yeah, he asks if it's clear outside. It is clear. So we actually have a quite unusual slew of clear nights here. Although I didn't actually prepare for a live demonstration.
And Hogarth, is the guiding software on the camera based on its own algorithms, or is it part of PhD 2?
No, it's totally written from the ground up, and the reason for this is it's focused on performance. So I wrote the code in C++. It's not dependent on any libraries that currently exist in astronomy. So it's very high speed, data processing algorithm to get the raw image data, process that very quickly, run some Kalman trackers on the stars, and then output the guide algorithms.
And then, all right. And Captain 404 says, can you use it with an OAG?
We've investigated that a bit together with some good help from Pete, and it's a bit tricky. The reason is that the current StarAid, it has an IMX290, which has a relatively small surface area, and when you want to do off-axis guiding, you basically have to do a bit of a longer integration time to catch that faint off-axis star, and so at the moment that's still not really usable in practice, but hopefully we can find a solution for that.
All right, and then we got Al Mead, who was our winner last week of the 1-year IP for AP subscription. Can I move this? I can't move this. Okay, sorry, Pete, it's over your face. Al said, if this is standalone, how does it integrate with the sequencer?
Good question. So there's 2 ways. The first one is, actually, I didn't mention this before, but there's, for those of you who are still using DSLR, there's a small shutter port on there with which you can control an external camera, DSLR camera. If you're using an integration, well, just recently I released an API, and I'm hoping to work together with third-party software developers to integrate StarAid in their workflow. Problem is a bit that there's no such thing in the ASCOM world as a driver for guiding. So every program needs to hook into something specific or run their own guiding algorithms. So this is why it's a bit of a customization for every software out there, which is a big pity.
Yeah. So I actually have a question. What's the largest focal length that you've used that with?
You mean to actually as a primary optics or as
a primary?
I've used it with my own scope. It's a CFF 300, and that is about 3,000 millimeters.
Wow. Okay.
It's basically the only thing that matters if you have really long focal lengths is that the optics are really stiff and the tube isn't sagging.
Gotcha.
Compared to the exposure of the subs.
That's a reflector telescope?
So
Yes.
I'm looking through the chat. I'm sorry. So let's see, second month.
So Hendrik, I know we've talked about it, but what would you recommend then would be the maximum vocal length for a guide scope setup with the StarAid?
It kind of depends. It's hard to give like a blanket answer there, because if you say focal length is just one parameter, but the mechanical quality of scopes and their construction varies a great deal. So it really depends. I've seen scopes that are maybe 1,000 millimeter focal length reflectors, and due to the suspension of the mirror, there's a lot of shift, and it's really hard to guide with that in any case. And I've seen like my scope that's 3,000, but really well constructed, and then it's no issue.
But I was thinking if I was going to use a StarAid with a small little guide scope, something like maybe 300 millimeters, would you say 300 millimeters would be the cutoff point for vocal length?
You mean for the guide scope?
Yeah.
Guide scope, I would recommend not to go above about 150, 170 max. Okay. Simply because you reduce your field of view so much, it's a bit limiting. But I've had people that are using up to 300, so it's indeed possible. But for that use case, I would recommend a bit of a dark sky. If you do that from within the city, then yeah, you get a real trouble finding guide stars.
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, for those who are ZWO users out there, so basically a ZWO Mini will probably do the trick for you.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, that's, I believe, if I remember, 142.
Or the William Optics 50.
Or the William Optics 50. That'll work great.
Yeah. Well, that's 200 millimeter focal length, so that's a bit on the long side. The ZWO is 130. And that's really, really well placed, I think.
And then Hendrik, you might want to mention also about if they do decide with the COA, and we've gone through that many times, what would be the adapter that's going to be required to mate it to the StarAid?
Well, the StarAid, the back focus is actually the industry standard CS mount with 1.25 inch thread. So to connect it to a C-mount lens like a COA, you just need this little ring here, which is just an adapter ring, 5mm spacer, and it has on the front side the 1-inch thread for C-mount. We have them in the shop, and you just screw them in like this. Adapter ring is kind of universal, so you can use it with any astronomy equipment that needs this kind of threading. And there you go. The 5mm spacing is important here because without it, the lens will not get into focus.
So
yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So it's your CS to C mount converter ring.
Okay.
But one that fits into 1.25 inch thread.
And what's nice about the COA optic is that it definitely has its own manual adjusting shutter, right? I mean, you can adjust the shutter. You can also
it has here the aperture ring. This one.
Oh, okay.
And here the focus. So it's like a really high quality machine vision lens. Works super well.
So I guess my question is, so for those, if somebody wanted to purchase this today, and they're a Nina or SGP user, they would basically, from what I'm hearing, is you would have to use your integrated software and turn off the guide camera on the program and use the StarAid software.
Correct.
Is that what I'm hearing?
As of this moment, both these software packages do not have integrated support for StarAid just yet.
Gotcha. So yeah, I just want to make sure that everybody knows if they're interested in this, you would do no guider on the integrated software on SGP or Nina, and then you would use the integrated software for StarAid to run your guiding.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully next time, if you invite me again, then I can proudly announce that we do have integrated support.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and eventually, you'll get into. I mean, I'm sure you'll get into either an ASCOM driver or something like that for it, where it will become integrated. It'll be, you would open yourself up to a ton more customer base if you had the ASCOM driver and stuff. Yeah. So, but I think that's as a standalone project. I think it looks awesome. I love it. I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's especially useful for people who are basically just grabbing their stuff, putting it up quickly, and taking snapshots with a DSLR or something similar.
Yeah, there's got to be some programmer out there that was willing to take the challenge to build an ASCOM driver for that setup.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's not so much ASCOM because ASCOM cannot really accommodate this product because ASCOM only knows a mount, it only knows a camera, and that's it. It doesn't know guiding.
Yeah, no, that is true. Now you put it that way, I get it because your algorithms with your program are not based on, because if you think about it, all the SGP and Nina and stuff like that, they're not talking about guiding. They're talking about the program that runs the guiding.
Correct. And they have an interface to hook into, for example, PhD.
Correct.
And they just send a signal to PhD, start or stop. And that's essentially what's missing. So a very simple framework in ASCOM to say, here we have a guider and it can accept start and stop. That would be it.
And speaking about PhD, we know what the calibration process is with PhD. Hendrik, mention what the calibration process is with the StarAid.
Well, the calibration with this one is really quick. So you just turn it on and it starts calibrating automatically and then it starts guiding.
Okay.
Anywhere in the sky. It calibrates itself.
Just anywhere. It will find the stars, it will lock onto them and start guiding.
Now that's awesome because everybody knows you got to go depending on your settings anywhere between 20 and 25 pixels
Yeah,
to calibrate north south or east
correct.
west, and you got to do the
And
whole thing.
you guys know what? I have now an internal beta of the software for StarAid that does a wave calibration. So it just starts guiding immediately.
Oh my goodness.
That's a
No matter
feature.
the amount, it just starts guiding. It may
And,
take a
and
while for your declination axis to get out of the backlash region, but once it locks, there you go.
from what
And
I'm
what's
hearing, it sounds like a huge time saver, to be honest with you.
Oh, it is. I mean, on the calibration process, it tells you exactly. Then there's like a little pop-up that comes up and says, "Oh yeah, you're guiding here at Cygnus, or you're guiding at Aruga." It'll tell you exactly where it's pointing and
Yeah.
So a plate solves for you and tells you what you're pointing at.
Yeah, you kind of spilled it. That's correct.
Oh man.
But you got to remember that the plate solve algorithm I put in here, which I tuned a great deal, can typically get a plate solve within about a second.
Yeah, it's fast. It is
Wow.
fast.
Yeah, so it doesn't take long exposure and try to solve it and then gets a failure. No, it's just click and there you have a plate solve internally. It knows the axis and starts guiding, and it will tune the response from the mount automatically while it's guiding.
So Henrik, I know that you just went through the process of doing the simulation, but maybe like for Sean, I came in late. Could you go through it one more time to show the simplicity and
Yeah,
how
sure.
just to be able to just get up and running with guiding? I mean, the features benefits of this product is absolutely incredible. Because
I'm telling you, I want one.
well, it's funny is that when I heard about it, I mean, I chased Henrik down at AIC. I mean, I knew that this was a silver bullet, that it's just not another Me Too product. And it really is something different.
Okay, here we go to the simulation again. So now I stopped it just by pressing the button here. And now I'm starting it. So it's got a lock on the stars, 20 in this case. And now it's running the east axis. Now it's running the west axis. And then the north axis, and then finally the south axis. You also get an error if something's wrong here. And then there you go.
I mean, that's 15 seconds right there. 15
So,
seconds.
Well, so I got to ask the question. So this is a simulator.
Yes.
Is that a good representation of how that works live?
Well, as I mentioned in the beginning, it depends on your mount a lot, because if you, for example, have a commercially affordable mount, they have worm wheels in them, and the worm wheels are kind of, maybe they have some slop, and it takes a while to change directions. So for I will show it again. For this part, the north and the south, you might end up waiting for as long as it takes the gears to get out of this backlash. But
Gotcha.
typically that's about, worst case, 20 to 30 seconds.
Which is, it usually takes 20 seconds just to do the yeast in PhD. So
the Mighty Mount behind takes 25 seconds, and I'm up and running.
25 seconds from start to finish, from play to go.
Yep.
I actually purchased. Is it okay to drop names?
It depends which name. Yes, it's okay.
So I actually purchased a Mac 1 a while ago, a couple of years ago, in fact, to test this out. And this mount didn't have any significant backlash, and the whole calibration procedure would take about 6 seconds.
Wow.
Typically.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, one key point there is that I put the guide speed at 0.5 or 1, never lower than that.
Okay.
So this would operate fairly well with strain wave mounts.
It does, yeah. So a popular combination is with the RST 135, for example.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
There you go. So let's talk about. I'm more curious because don't get me wrong. A lot of the people here have anywhere from an EQM35 mount to a plane wave. So I mean, we got a large discrepancy as far as one side to the other of people that watch us, and so I guess the main one of the biggest sellers right now for mid range mounts is the EQ6R.
Yeah.
As far as the mounts are concerned, 44 pounds, nice middle range. I would say it's your beginning serious astrophotographer that wants to start plugging some money down on a half decent mount and doesn't want to get killed in the pocket. How would this work? Would this work well with something like that mount with a belt driven mount as opposed to the worm gear?
I would think yes. It's also working well with the worm gear. It's not like it's not working well, but like I said, the initial calibration can take a bit more seconds. The other problem with the worm gear mounts is that the declination only tries to correct in one direction instead of both. It does this by automatically determining which way the declination starts drifting, and it only corrects in the other direction. Another neat trick that the guiding algorithm does is because the declination axis isn't so much corrected, because it doesn't have the periodic error that right ascension has, whatever drift you're seeing on the declination is a very good measure for the seeing. So it's using this data to also see if the seeing is to not start guiding on the seeing, so to speak.
Gotcha. Yeah. Wow, that is so. We got a bunch of questions here, and the biggest one that's been asking a lot is, where can I buy one?
Well, Pete can answer that, I think. Just
you can buy one from Pete.
Just a quick update on that. As I think everybody is aware, we still have this very nasty issue in the electronics business where.
Yes,
just to give you an idea, I had a call with so this is a Sony sensor, and I had a call with the Sony distributor I'm using. And they informed me that these sensors have a lead time of upwards of 50 weeks now.
50 weeks?
50 weeks. So it's a year lead time. So the moment I placed a purchase order for these sensors to make more units, I got to wait a year. So fortunately, I'm just getting a new bit of units in stock. At least I get the sensors, so I'll be able to make more by summertime.
Okay.
But lead times are really long.
And okay, so then the next question is, what's the cost? How much is it?
I'm not quite sure, Pete.
God, I don't know offhand. I've got to check because I know did we Fair put the order in, didn't she, Hendrik, about a month or so ago? Because I know we've got them in stock. Let me fire up my computer.
I'm sorry, did you say you had the StarAid in stock?
Yeah, I got to pull up my computer and find out. Hold on.
Oh, you're in trouble now, man. That's okay. We'll give Pete a couple of seconds to figure it out. It looks like it's Hogarth said it's 795 pounds in the UK,
right,
or 890 euro. So,
that is correct, but I'm not quite sure about the USA pricing at the moment.
That's okay. I'm sure Pete's already working on it, and he'll figure it out. But you got at least one person from Canada, one person from the EU, and you got a bunch of people from the US looking for it, because you know what? If it's that smooth and that quick and that accurate, it's going to be. Now I'm super excited to use it even for anything from my Red Cat to my 127.
Absolutely. So I'll see if I can get a unit out to you once I have stock again, so you can play around with it.
We'll send it around to everybody. I mean, literally, that's what we do. So if we get anything, I'll start with it, and if my skies stink, I'll send it to somebody else, and we'll send it around to everybody to kind of get some sort of testing on it. And it doesn't just stay with me; it goes to the entire group. So,
yep.
So right now we have it listed for $1,115.
$1,115.
$1,115, and they're in stock at Woodland Hills.
And if you mention Pete's name, you could get it for $11.14.
Actually, I tell you what you do. You get my technical assistance. You call me anytime.
So as soon as everyone's making fun of me now, no, I won't send. I'll send it to whoever has the next clearest skies. It doesn't necessarily go to Tegan, although Tegan is right now the closest person in proximity to myself. So he's in New Jersey. Scott used to be the closest, and then he decided to go south of the Mason-Dixon and hang out in Florida now. So so I can't really blame you. So yeah, I mean, it looks like an outstanding product, Hendrik. It really does. I thought it was an unbelievable idea from when Pete told me about it a couple of months ago. And I remember the first kind of one that came out that was very similar to what you have as far as an all-in-one guider is concerned was the Celestron it was a piece of garbage, this thing.
Piece of garbage.
It was about the sensor, the back was like this big. It had a display on the back. It was all orange. It blew up in your face, and it didn't even get you any sort of good guiding results at all.
Yeah.
And I didn't even forget. Pete, remember what that was called? That Celestron all-in-one guider?
Was it the Star Sense?
No.
Yep.
The Star. No. Wait, no. All-in-one guider, not a plate solver. The all-in-one guider. Somebody's got to know what it is out there. But it was just this horrible thing, and it weighed like 2 pounds. It was like huge. It was heavy. But
just to give you an idea, the StarAid is actually a dual-core processor running at 1.5 gigahertz. And you kind of need that kind of processing power to do the guiding properly because it's just a whole bunch of data. Keep in mind that it's only a 2 megapixel sensor, but it's RAW, so the RAW frames are 4 megabytes. And it's also having a refresh rate of 5 of these images per second. So you're facing, 20 megabytes per second of image data that you have to plow through, locate stars, extract them, profile them, and run through all kinds of algorithms. So I think for the standalone market, it's only been possible quite recently to accomplish something like that.
Yeah, yours is like one of the first that I've seen that's able to do not only like what would you say, a half a second exposure, and grab that many stars and calibrate and do everything in less than 2 minutes. I mean, it sounds amazing. It really does.
And then also too, Hendrik, mention the sources. Once again, you can do it wireless. You can do it Ethernet.
Yeah,
you can do it wireless.
Yeah, it has to control it. You have 2 options. So there's a USB port that you can just plug into a laptop, or there's the built-in Wi-Fi. So you can connect with it, smartphone or the tablet.
So wait, so you got USB out, you got Ethernet out.
Yeah, well, it's not Ethernet.
I thought it's on Ethernet out.
It looked like Ethernet, but it's actually connected to this little thing.
Is that a dongle?
Kind of. This is a splitter, so it has a
USB.
Oh,
I got it.
It has a USB port too, so you can power it from a power pack. Just a simple battery pack, and this one connects to the SD4 port of your mount.
That's actually a good. That didn't even come up yet about power. That didn't even come up yet in the chat or nothing. Yeah, so power. Let's talk about that for a second.
USB-C.
Yeah. It's USB-C, so you can use a typical USB power pack, what you have for a smartphone.
Okay.
So you don't need a power tank, just, something small will get you through the night.
Nice.
Power consumption of the unit is about 1 watt, so you have these 10,000 milliwatt hours, so really small ones.
And I think, and if I could be incorrect, if you're an Eagle user like myself, there's a USB-C port right in there now. So you go USB-C right into the StarAid and power it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
That is pretty,
and even if you don't have a hard USB-C in your port, you can always get an adapter.
Yeah.
USB-A to USB-Cs are common.
Yep.
As I said, this really is a silver bullet
product. There's not another Me Too product out there in this hobby, and
No, there isn't.
it really, and it works. I mean, I've used it, and I can recommend it. It's expensive, but believe me, you buy once, cry once, you get your money's worth with this product. It really is worthwhile.
Yeah, I mean,
well, but I have a William Optics GuideStar 61 and the 174 Mini. By the time you're looking at those two right there, it's about the same money.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, the
And
ability.
it always does have to work. You still got to go into PhD too.
Yep.
So it doesn't do it all. So I mean, so you spend a couple $100 to have everything all in one package.
Yeah. I mean, the idea is just to be able to get up and running and not have to actually dig in and find out what the problem is. So within 25 to 30 seconds, you're up and running and it's functioning and it's guiding. I don't know how you can beat it. It really is something special.
It really is. And if you're getting, don't get me wrong, in New York, I can't take advantage of it. But I mean, if you're getting sub 0.4, that's a question I was going to ask you. Is there an option in the scale when you're doing your guiding? Is there an option to change it from pixels to arc seconds?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
So once you actually start it, it basically switches to arc seconds as soon as it knows from an internal plate solve what the scale is.
Got it.
Yeah.
And our buddy Tarek from the UAE said, okay, so what is the difference between the StarAid and something like the Lacerta, the M Gen 2 or 3?
Well, the Lacertas, they need a hand controller, and you need to navigate through the menu, and you need to go through some settings. This one was really built and designed to work standalone. So you just power it on and it starts guiding.
Yeah, I've had some. Actually, we sell the M Gen 3 over at Camera Concepts, and I played around with it once, and it's just too much. It's another piece of hardware that you don't really need. Even with the standalone guider, where you're using, like Scott has, he's got the William Optics and the 174. Even though he's using PhD2 guiding, he doesn't have it in that Celestron thing that I was talking about. It's like kind of the same thing, but the hand controller was on the guide camera. It was
that's not a good idea.
Oh, it was horrible. It was a big flub. I'll never forget. It was one of the kind of things that you wish you had, just so I could bring it out of my closet of death over here. I have a closet of death over here. And it's got stuff in there that I don't touch, and it just throws in there, and I give stuff away on the show. And nobody wants the stuff that I'm giving away, but I give it away anyway. And it's like it's one of those things that you wish you had, just like for proprietary sake. It was cool because it was old, like me.
Yeah. Do you still have one of those LVIs?
What's that?
Do you still have one of those LVIs?
No. The oldest thing that I have, what do I have that's old? I'm sure I got something that's old.
Yeah, Image Plus. Pull out your Image Plus.
No, this is it. This is the oldest thing I got. This is older than that.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
This is the original The Sky. It was the #1 version of it. I still got believe it. If you don't believe me, I still got the disc. It says level 1. Okay. And it says right on the front, it says, if I get it close to you, I'm not going to be saying, but right here, it says Windows 95 compatible.
Oh.
Windows 95 compatible. Now, if you remember, and I could be wrong on my scaling of this, but system requirement. This is what I was right. System requirements: Windows 3.1 or higher. This is a DOS Windows that people were using. Nobody knows what DOS is anymore, but that's what it was used for. But I mean, that's one of the oldest things I have floating around in here. I don't think I have anything older than that. I actually just happened to come across that. A customer came into Camera Concepts and said, "I just have this bag of stuff. I just want to get rid of it. Make me an offer." And the boss, Jeff, made him an offer. He took it, and I looked in it, and I said, "Jeff, I'm taking this. You're never going to use this. You're never going to sell it. I'm taking it." So he's like, "Yeah, take it." So I took it. No, I don't even have a computer that could run this. I just wanted it because
Nobody
old.
does.
Yeah. No, I am sure that somebody out there has a Pentium 1 Windows 95 computer out there. I have an XP computer that I have to have because the program that I need only runs on Windows XP. But
nice.
And for a long time, XP was one of the most stable Windows out there. But
oh yeah.
But anyway, that being said, I told you we go off on tangents here. I told you that, right? So.
Well, actually, it's not that big of a tangent, because this is precisely the reason why I decided not to bring out software as another program, but really have it as a standalone unit, so people wouldn't need to be fighting with all kinds of software installations. I mean, once you have it all working, it's good, but it often breaks down. You often need to have updates, and then it breaks down, and we've all been through that. So,
guiding for dummies.
Yeah, there you go.
Plug and play. Power on and it goes.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, the ability to take the guiding out and just automate it would just allow the operator now to focus on his other pressing issues. So that's the nice thing.
Yeah.
Somebody put in there, and I don't know if this is true or not, so I want to get corrected. Does it do comet tracking?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
I wish I have a nice video in the YouTube channel. Not sure if I can bring it up, but the YouTube channel is kind of grainy. Let me see if that works.
At the very least, you could send Dan the link to it, and he could put it up.
Yeah, I could do that.
No, absolutely. Switch account. There we are.
So, Hendrik, are you anticipating in the future the ability to have this using this with acquisition software like Nina?
Yes, absolutely. I can show you the video. Just, share my screen again.
We lost Dan. Dan did something. He booted himself.
He's getting his Islanders cap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, do you see this?
And here we go off the rails.
I have no full screen. I cannot see if it's presenting.
Not yet. Dan has to do it, and there it is.
Okay. Oh wait, there it is.
It's the XP machine. Yeah.
Do you see the comment?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So this is comment guiding.
Wow.
And just want to bring your attention to the last part here. So here we have some clouds passing through at the end, as you could see.
Yes,
clouds. It would still guide.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw the clouds coming through. Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason that it can still guide there. Okay, now this is not nice. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Good. So the reason that it can guide on the comet and that it did the...
I told you, right off the rails.
There we are.
He put his hat on, so I had to put my Islander mask on. So, sorry.
Yeah.
You look like Mr. Sardonicus. Anyway.
So yeah, that is pretty cool that it could do the comet tracking. I think that's awesome because especially with
he had a point about the comments though. Hendrik, you were going to say something about
in the video you could see that some clouds were passing through.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it just keeps on guiding because it's not actually guiding on the comet, but it's guiding on the stars. It's doing multi-star guiding, so even if some of the stars get blocked by clouds, it still has plenty to still guide on. It's kind of, in that sense, useless because you're going to throw away those frames anyway. But it really nicely demonstrates the guiding principles.
Yeah, but you may not use those frames, but it stays guiding. That's kind of cool.
Exactly. So once those clouds are gone, it will not have shifted the image. It will not try to recalibrate. It's still there.
That is completely awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
Because there was. Go ahead.
I was just going to say real quick, I can see this being used in many applications, but I can see it really shining with mobile applications like the RST-135E or the 300, where it's a backpack setup. You're walking into a campsite and setting up a carbon fiber tripod, and a harmonic drive mount, and whatever, a 90, a 91 or something, something light, and having this to be able to guide like that fast.
And think about it too, Scott. You don't have to have a pole master because this particular item does your polar alignment for you. I mean, it's an amazing, all-encompassing product.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, don't forget not just the polar alignment, the guiding, but also the plate solve. And you don't need an internet connection or separate software for that. It's built in. It has a special procedure that allows you to align your telescope with the guide scope real quick, so you can actually plate solve for your main imager.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible.
Yeah. And at the same speed, so that can come in useful if you're using a very long focal length scope, like 2000 millimeters, 3000 millimeters. And just within 1 second, you have that image solved and you know where you're pointing. Not counting the flex of the tube, but it's typically not that big.
Wow. Yeah,
I'm answering questions in the test, so don't.
Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued as to like Pete, what with this product, how it would perform. I'm sure it would perform at a stellar level, but with the Hyperstar,
Exactly. That's a good combination.
Yeah. Because I have
one of those though
with the Hyperstar, and I at f1.9, I can see this thing really shining.
Yeah.
Doing like EAA, Oh.
Yep. As I said,
money.
Well, you know what though? I mean, you look at the cost, but as you said, Scott, look at what you would pay right now if you put your ZWO and your guide camera together. You're almost right there at what, 60-70% of what the cost is.
Yeah.
So I mean, really, to have something that's standalone, to have these features, benefits, and it takes the operation of guiding away from you, so you can focus on other principles that you got to focus on. It's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the connection to the mount, it goes out of that. Where does it connect to the mount to make these corrections? Because we're getting questions here.
At the moment, it's going out through the SD4 port. So most mounts, they have this small SD4 port, and that's where you hook it up to. So this is also a deliberate thing because this way you also bypass software. So the alternative is that you use the ASCOM driver of the mount, but there's always a delay before you send the command to the ASCOM driver, and then it's being picked up by Windows, and maybe you shifted the window or video started playing and there's some delays, and that can also influence your guiding. But if you use the SD4 port direct, it's not such, there's no such,
Yeah, it bypasses the whole.
Yeah.
It goes right to the mount.
Yep.
So it's like two subsystems working simultaneously but independently.
Yes, correct. The mount, the guiding, and the
guiding on the other.
Yeah.
That is pretty wild.
Yeah, I felt it important to keep these things separate from whatever sequencing you do.
And Pete, you use that with your Mighty back there, right?
Yep, it'll work with the Mighties, the MEs, the MXs, all the Paramounts.
Yeah, we got George asking about it doesn't work with the Paramounts, so.
Yeah, it works with anything that has an SD4 port.
That is pretty cool.
I think my our ST300 has an ST4. I'm pretty sure. It does.
Yeah, there are definitely a bunch of customers who are using with that mount, so I know it works.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely got it's got a specific guide port built right into the mount.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is
Most mounts do have some sort of ST4 entry into the mount. So
I just never had to use it before.
no. Well, you know what the funny thing is, because you know why you've never had to use it is because you've used PhD2 all the time, which
Right.
you're probably not using an on-camera ST4 guiding program.
Yeah.
You're probably using a ZWO cam that goes right USB right into your laptop or USB hub or whatever.
One
Once
nice thing, one nice thing is also the dithering that it does.
Somebody just asked about that. Yep.
Yeah, especially when we look forward to the integration with SGP or Nina. So you can just give a simple command, say dithering, and it will just use the ST4 port to move a random amount of pixels that you can specify.
Oh, that was
And
going to be my
dithering-
question. Can you set the dithering? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, the dithering, you can specify not just distances, but you can also specify time. So if you put in a wrong setting, it starts 1 minute to dither to some position. But with the time parameter, you can say, I want to dither at most 5 seconds or 10 seconds, not any longer, because it's a waste of image time.
Yeah. But you can use dithering with your own standalone software as well, correct?
Yes, correct.
And so
Hey,
I guess go ahead.
Well, you know what, Heinrich, you might want to bring that up because remember the revision A and revision B. So you might want to talk about the software in case people do have that revision A with the dithering.
Yeah. So with the integration with third-party software, revision A units and revision B units, they're identical. So they both will be doing dithering. The only difference is that the revision B unit has a direct camera control port for DSLRs. So then you can do it directly from within the app. But for revision A, if you don't have the camera control, for example, if you're using the ZWO cameras, you don't really know when the camera is taking a picture, so you cannot start dithering. So you really need to be in the loop of your sequencing programs there.
Gotcha. So I guess my next question would be when the integration of SGP and Nina actually come,
Firmware.
how would that? What is your vision of how that's going to work with that? Because I know that from what I've heard you say, the StarAid and the algorithms that you use in the inherent software are quite accurate. Now, if you're at the mercy of a PhD or meta guide, do you see your own software being implemented into an SGP or Nina compatibility, or do
No,
you see
absolutely. So I released an API. That means it's a way to communicate as a programmer with the unit directly from your PC. And I will extend that with direct example code that developers can just take and directly integrate into their software. So
nice?
they don't need my unit or the special support or development support for that. Timeframes, it would be hard to say because the software still needs to be upgraded. So these programs, they have their own upgrade paths. They still have other features that they want to implement first. So it's a bit hard to say when this will be realized. I still hope within a couple of months this year.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Hmm.
Very, very cool. Wow.
But but even without that integration, running them independently, it's still desirable.
Yeah, you can. It's not impossible to use it with sequencer, of course. You just need to make sure that you start and stop it.
So it should work with.
You have to start and stop it manually.
If you want to use dithering, if you don't use dithering, you can just let it go. Also, if you go to a new position, it will just recapture the calibration and start guiding. So you don't necessarily need to have the tight integration right now. You can just start to use it.
Ha. So if you change targets midway through your imaging session, it will just recognize the new position and grab it and go.
Yep, it'll just
That's all. That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's the
Hello.
icing on the cake right there.
That's freaking awesome.
I think this is the most animated Scott has been in since he moved to Florida. I mean, Scott's usually drooling by now. I mean, he's sleeping on the side. You know,
I mean, you gotta understand that move down here damn near killed me. It was rough. It was terrible. It was hard. I needed at least a good 2-3 weeks to decompress, and I'm just starting to feel it. Now I'm starting to get my legs underneath.
not for nothing. You've been down there since Christmas, so I mean, it's been 2-3 months. But I'm just kidding. But I got a couple of questions from George. So actually, I think you already touched on this, right? So it should work with Voyager if it's integrated by the developer. Will it work with Voyager as well? Actually,
well, the API and the SDK that I'm working on makes it possible for every software to integrate with it, whatever it is. So it can be Nina, SGP, but also the ones that run on the Mac or Linux.
And apologies if you already answered this, but how does this work when running a plan and acquisition software needs to stop-start guiding to do a meridian flip?
Well, if you go to a new position, it will just capture it and start guiding there. Meridian flips will be handled automatically, so it will basically scan the direction of the declination movements that need to be made, and as soon as these change sign, then it will start correcting in the other direction. So it's not something.
Yeah, so you don't have to manually change, flip the calibration.
No. And if you really move the scope around, it's just being considered a new position. So it's also not an issue then.
This is going to work amazing for RASAs and hyperstars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Where the hell is Eric?
Eric is not feeling well. Eric called in sick to work tonight, so he's not feeling well. We hope he's okay. He's just laying down and taking it easy tonight. Which again,
hopefully he's what?
Yep. Oh, so, I'm sure he is.
So, what I was going to ask Hendrik, what do you foresee is coming up with maybe with the new updates on the software? And I know how you think. I'm sure you've been looking at this and kind of wondering what to do, but are you privy to be able to give to the membership what you will probably be putting into the software updates in the near future?
Yeah, so one of the most important aspects is this API and SDK, which is not directly for the end users, but to enable integrations with these capturing tools. That will open up this whole slew of features where you can use the very quick plate solve, where you can use the very good guiding and the dithering directly from in these softwares, and really have a really integrated solution also with robotic observatories, or the ones that people use with these capture softwares. I think that is the most important one. The other one is improvements concerning the user interface. So you saw in the beginning where I showed the polar alignment routine, it's just a blue dot. So the next version will have a star overlay, so you actually see the stars in the background while you move it together with the blue dot. So it gives you a bit more context there. Mm-hmm. So a couple of these tweaks there, but then we really have I would say a rather complete product.
Yeah,
sounds like it.
Yep. I mean, it sounds pretty close as it is. I mean,
Yeah, especially for comet guiding, which is kind of a tricky problem. And I think I solved that really nicely. I think all the other softwares will benefit greatly if that's integrated. Then, from within the capture softwares, you can just select the comet or give the orbital elements, and you just go guiding on it. It will be just super easy.
Yeah.
Man, that is awesome. I am shocked with this. I really am. It's very, it's kind of like, when the Pole Master came out. I mean, when the Pole Master came out, it was the first thing out with a camera that's actually doing polar alignment. That's what it was. And you look at it and you say, oh my God, it's so simple. Why didn't anybody come out with that, 15 years ago? When it's not like CMOS is new. CMOS isn't new. It's not new. CCD had CCD chips. We could have done it with that, but nobody actually put the two and two together. But with your product, I kind of feel the same way. It's saying, hey, it's something that is really, really can be very instrumental and very, very. That's why you call it revolution, because it's like it's totally a change in the entire way you kind of do things.
Yeah. One big difference between the Pole Master and StarAid regarding polar alignment is that Pole Master is essentially just a camera that helps you orient correctly looking towards Polaris if you're in the northern hemisphere. So StarAid does it differently. So it actually picks a couple of points and actually calculates what the polar offset is. I think somebody mentioned SharpCap. I don't know that software, but what's basically it is you just grab a couple of points along the right ascension circle, and then you know what the center axis is, and you know what the center axis is compared to the perfect. And then you only need to do the real-time adjustment. The other polar alignment method, which I've not seen anywhere else, by the way, is just a simple drift polar alignment, where you just let it drift on a single position. It will drift in both right ascension and declination. And from this, it also knows immediately what the polar alignment error is. Although that method really works well if you have a super good mount with very low periodic error.
Yeah. The only thing that I've seen with this, what was that?
That method especially is super precise, so that can achieve up to arc second if you would like. Typically, it's not possible because of mechanical constraints, but the method is good enough for that.
Yeah, the only thing that I've seen with some sort of drift alignment technique involving a camera is the PhD2, where it has this kind of drift alignment kind of tutorial, kind of where you can kind of you'll let it drift and it'll drift, the line will drop, and then you make the correction and make the line horizontal again.
This is different. It's maybe drift alignment is the wrong word, but you just let the star drift for some period of time, and that's it. You don't need to make any corrections. Then you already know what the error is, and you can correct in the same way.
Yeah. Would this be compatible with the ASI Air? And that would probably be a no, because the ASI Air is ZWO, that is proprietary. And that's something that the only thing that runs on the ASI Air is ZWO products and DSLR cameras that are only Nikon and Canon. So that's it. There is no other support for that. Correct. So that's not something to do with Hendrik's product. That has to do with it's just a ZWO ecosystem. That has nothing to do with anything. But
ZWO has really focused on creating their own ecosystem, making sure that only their products are working with their controllers.
Yep.
So,
however, it'll work with an Eagle, though. It'll work with an Eagle. So go get an Eagle. Hey, Pete, do you use the polar alignment option of the StarAid or the one from the SkyX?
I'm going to say probably 8 out of 10 times I'll use the StarAid. And then when I do decide that I want to do a 30-point T-point model, that's when I'll do the SkyX. But if I just wanted to get out there and just do it fast and easy at my site, StarAid, it's quick, simple, it's accurate, and I'm off and running.
Yeah. Christian Cote said the Eagle rocks. Hey, well, Christian, I don't know if you were here when I announced it. We're giving away an Eagle, so make sure you go on AstroWorld's website and sign up for the giveaway. So we're giving away an Eagle. So
yeah. So, gentlemen, if you have no further questions, I hope we can chat the next time. and then I would like to sign off and get in.
No, I know it's late where
Thanks,
you
Hendrik.
are. I know that the time differential is quite late. And listen, thank you so much for staying up till the wee hours.
Henrik,
2:30 in the morning for him.
Yep,
Henrik, quick question before you go. Are you going to AIC?
definitely.
Do you have a
Oh.
place? Do you have? I just booked a room. If you need a room, I got one. That's got
Really?
absolutely. So I tell you what.
Wow.
Let's talk offline on
Yeah,
what's.
let's do that.
But
By the way, if you don't mind, is it in San Diego this time as well? Or
No,
San Diego,
San
San
Jose.
the same place,
Cool.
convention center. But we'll talk offline, and you can just crash at the same hotel.
Ah, super awesome. Thanks. Let's get in touch offline.
Okay,
Thanks.
but
That's who you.
Thanks, Hendrik.
Hendrik, thank you so much. We appreciate everything.
Thank you guys for having me on, and I'll be back. Thank you all, everybody watching,
Looking
and
forward to it.
talk to you next time.
Yep, go get some sleep.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Holy cow. Let me see if
Yeah.
I can do this real quick. I'm going to change this because Pete's always shifted to the Pete's red shifted. So
am I red shifted? Oh,
Now I'm
let's
just center
do
of
that. There we go. That's better. Holy cow. That is a really cool product, man.
it
That
is,
yeah.
man. I tell you the whole
Yeah.
story. How I was reading back in early 2019 in January about this StarAid, and I went to his website, and this was in February, and I reached out to him and I said, hey, out of curiosity, are you going to be going to the AIC? Because I knew that this was just something totally radically different. It was just not another Me Too product. And so I reached out to Henrik and we started talking, and I said, boy, this is something that's just going to really change. It's going to be a game changer when it comes to actually just doing guiding. And
Yeah.
literally, we kind of just decided to really kind of start to do. I won't go any more past that point, but believe me, I use it. It's a great product. It's worth every cent that you get. It really is a good product. The build quality is great. The product support is good. Heinrich's really good now at product support. I had a couple of clients of mine that had issues with their StarAid. I got Heinrich in touch with them, and he sent them out replacement units within a week. No problem. But believe me, it's a good product. I'd recommend it highly.
I mean, I'm excited. And Hendrik did say that once he gets product in, he's going to send AstroWorld a test unit.
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm excited to send that around to everybody. So, you know, it's going to be kind of cool that we're going to be able to grab that and test it out and see how it works. And, you know, and I'm sure it works great. You know, Pete, you use it. So I'm just curious to see how it works with different rigs and different mounts and all that kind of stuff and see how it acts. And Mark Ellis decided to, of course, chime in and say, who gave Scott the pep pills? And, you know, I'm telling you, I mean, listen, I said at the beginning of the show, the most animated I've seen Scott since he came down to Florida. I thought he was getting into the retiree mode where he's kind of just like laying back and, you know, getting fat and watching Days of Our Lives and, you know, whatever. And, you know, yeah, that's it. But, you know, hey, you know, if we could only stop the coffin, the COVID coffin, then, yeah. But hey, listen, it's going to be awesome. And Ernie Jacobs said, when's so for those of you that are coming into us late, there are new giveaways on the website. Please, if you want to be involved with any of the giveaways, disregard what I said about the newsletter. We came in with it's a lot easier if we just put the giveaways on. Some people wanted the newsletter and not be involved with the giveaways, believe it or not. Some people wanted only certain giveaways and not all of them. So the easiest way to do it was to make 4 giveaways on the main page. And so we have 4 giveaways now. So we got the first Wednesday of the month, we're giving away a $50 gift certificate at One of the Hills. The third Wednesday of the month, we're giving away a $50 gift certificate to Camera Concepts. In between all those shows, we're giving a boatload of IP for AP and Masters of Pix Insight classes. And in the summertime, one time only, one entry only, one winner only, is going to be an Eagle 4 Pro. And that Eagle 4 Pro is going to be one of a kind. It is not going to be your normal red Eagle. It is going to be called the Eagle Eclipse. Eclipse, and the reason why it says Eclipse, Tom is actually not redesigning but recoding the casing of the Eagle to be matte black, and he's going to have all the same writing and stuff on it, but it's going to be matte black, and it's going to be Eagle number 2 of 2. 1 of 2 is being held at Prima Luce Lab because that will be the prototype, but 2 of 2 is going to come to AstroWorld to be given out to one lucky viewer that actually, and when you sign up for it, make sure you verify your email. If you don't verify your email, just so we don't have any bots going back and forth, if you don't verify your email, you're not going to be qualified. So make sure you click verify your email, please. But and Sean, you're out there, you're not eligible. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But hey, it's pretty cool. I thought that was great, and and we also picked up another sponsor. Did I tell you? Did I say it last Wednesday? Oh, Eric decided to jump in.
Hey guys.
Eric decided to jump in. Talk about shutting the barn door after horses come home.
I know, right?
What are those for? Is that UFOs above your head, Eric?
Oh,
that's his green screen screwing up.
There we go.
There you go. Perfect.
What's happening, guys?
Are you all right, brother? You okay?
Yeah, just coming down. I guess I'm just coming down with something. The change in the weather. Here in the Midwest, 1 minute it's freezing, and the next minute it's 60 or 70. Then all of a sudden there's another swing again. It's who knows, but
anything at the 40th parallel is just like that. So
yeah. So
we were at 32 the other day. It was 71 today.
Yeah.
So tomorrow it's
You
gonna
don't even want to know what the high was today.
What happened?
You want to take a guess what the high was today?
No, I don't want to hear it.
Oh yeah. I want to hear about it right now. Hold on a second.
Oh yeah, baby.
I just wanted to be on the top. That's all. But,
I'm not going there.
But hey, I don't know how much you were watching, Eric. I don't know if you were watching at all. I know
you know
were
what
not,
I watched. I just caught the very end. Of Hendrik being on, and so I'm sorry I missed it. I'll watch it again on YouTube. I honestly, I was just laying down. I'm like, okay, I'll get through this.
hey.
But you know how it is.
We've all felt like crap. Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
But hey, you know what? But I gotta say, this StarAid looks pretty cool. It's a little pricey at $1,100, but it does everything. It's the
Nice.
290. It's a 290 sensor. It comes with he comes with the C-mount adapter, if I remember right, Pete.
Yep.
Comes with the C-mount adapter.
Yep.
And
it's really, if you think about it, though, Daniel, it's not really that expensive. If you think about what it's a complete package.
Yeah. So if you add in a 290 sensor, ZWO is going to be what, $300. Then your guide scope or off-axis guider, that's another $300. So that's $600. Your software, if you're using PH2 guiding, you need something else. So you need either SGP, Nina, APT, something to run it. So then you talk about another $100. This, you don't need any of that stuff. It's all self-contained. So $1,100, it's all there. Plus, it includes plate solving software, polar alignment software, and guiding software.
Yeah.
And all you need is some sort of ST4 connection.
And comet tracking.
And comet tracking.
Oh, that's nice as well.
And if a cloud comes by, That's okay. It still tracks.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, it uses multi-star guiding through the clouds.
That's nice.
Pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Gary Valdez is thinking about moving from California to Florida.
Oh, I don't know if I do. Well, it depends on California where you are, but California's a pretty
I'm
long.
not crazy about that $6.80 a gallon gasoline that you're dealing with out there. That's
no thanks.
ridiculous.
Well, the good thing that crude has dropped quite a bit, so that's a good thing. It actually first time I saw a decrease in gas this week was about 3 days ago. It went down a quarter a gallon. And,
yeah, we're below $4 a gallon out down here. So
I can't say that. But.
So Scott, you were saying well, how warm is it there?
The high was 91 today.
Yeah,
91.
91.
That's why I turned you off. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Great.
I haven't said this in a while. Yes, now we hate Scott.
Yes,
we hate Scott now.
That's okay. The club is big.
So don't worry. When Jason comes back, we'll hate Jason again. We miss Jason quite a bit because Jason is the one that had probably like 250 clear nights a year where he lived. Unfortunately, Mr. Jason got really busy at his job and can no longer take advantage of those 250 nights a year. And he's flying all over the country doing huge events and doing what he loves. So God bless him.
Sometimes you gotta take the good with the bad.
I told him I don't even care about him. I just want to have his daughter back to do the closing.
There you go.
Bring Abby back. Abby, for those of you who don't know Abby is Jason's daughter. That used to close out the show every night. She would come up 10, 11 o'clock. Mommy would be dragging her up, and she would say the closing lines, and that would be it. I never said the closing lines. Well, I did at the beginning, but once
Jason came on board, then Abby took over because she was like, "Daddy, I want to do that."
Yeah, absolutely. So I said, "Yeah, go for it, man." Better, but that's great. But pretty soon we're gonna have his son coming on. He's gonna be talking.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I'm sorry I missed Hendrik, but that sounds like that's a really cool piece of equipment. And no, $1,100 in the grand scheme of things of what we spend on this hobby. I mean, between software, and everything else, mounts, you name it. It's just that's very reasonable. I think that's fairly reasonable. So no, I mean it's just one of those things that if you want that type of feature, it's worth it to you, and it just really depends on what's in your budget, and if it's worth it to you to have all those features, then you go right ahead and you go for it.
Yeah.
Is it ASI air compatible? Probably not.
No. Yeah, that question came up, and to be fair to,
and I know it wouldn't.
Yeah, no. To be fair to Hendrik, I mean, it's not going to be ever.
It's not going to be ever.
And that's a ZWO. That's like the Betamax. You know what I'm saying? It's like that was a big Sony bluster, but I mean, I mean, I may be dating myself here, but you know what? ZWO did it right. They just infiltrated the market and saturated it.
Yeah, they did.
The problem with Betamax is that VHS was so prevalent in the United States and Europe that they didn't expand and saturate the market. So believe it or not, the quality on a Betamax blew away VHS.
But VHS was more prevalent.
It was because it was super saturated, and what happened was when GE and JVC and all those other people came out with VCRs. For those of you that don't know what VCR is, it's a video cassette recorder. It's a TiVo,
but you have to use tapes.
yes, it's a big tape, and it used to come off, and you used to have to splice them with Scotch tape. It used to put it together. whatever. That's a different story altogether. But you got to kind of, nothing's going to be compatible with the ASIR, with the exception of the DSLRs they allow and the ZWO ecosystem, and they're doing it
Yeah.
deliberately for that
Yes.
issue, and that's fine because you know what, Eric's a big ASIR user. I know Jason's a big ASIR user, and my friend Mark, who watches the show, he's a big ASIR user.
Mm-hmm.
It works.
Simon.
It does work. A lot of people use this. I mean, you can even see, I believe even Trevor, from Astro Backyard, he has one. He uses it. He doesn't use it for everything, but he does use it. It's a great tool especially for mobility. If you have mobile rigs that you're taking, to dark sky sites, and you have these portable setups. It's one of those. It is a great piece of equipment for those, for those types of systems. There's just so many people out there, and it's made it, and it's very popular now. So
yeah, I can't wait to try this. This has been put together for like a month. The skies in New York.
That's a great looking mobile system.
This is
that the 51?
There's a little guy. This is the 51.
Look better with the StarAid on there.
Can't use it.
I can't use it on here. I need to be ZWO. But you know what? I have yet to have first light with this. And thank you to Tyler. Tyler wants me to get on board with the Exos mounts. And he sent me an Exos 100, if I remember right.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to do the I think I'm going to do the Exos 100 with this. It's a lightweight mount. I think it's a 20-pound capacity. It should be interesting. So We'll see. If it doesn't, it came today. I'll pick it up tomorrow. Another box in the house. My wife's going to love that.
You'll have to check and see, is it compatible with the ASIR?
Yes, the Explore Scientific iExos is on the list.
It is on there. It is on their list. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Cool.
So again, I'm looking forward to trying that, and and I'm also looking forward to trying with the what is it? They have a special star. I forget what the program is. They have a special program for with the Explore Scientific mounts. But Scott Roberts will go along with that next week on the 25th. He'll talk to us about the iExos mounts.
And we have a question here from, I'm sorry if I can pronounce your name incorrectly, Mihalo. Mielo. He says, how much difference is an entry level cool one-shot color versus a DSLR? Huge difference. I'm telling you that right now. Huge difference.
Yeah.
I need something to image with. I have a DSLR, but the service that modded it also broke it and won't repair it. That stinks.
Wow.
That stinks.
It's unfortunate because if you have a DSLR that's modded, they never guarantee it.
Yeah.
I will never let anybody touch my Nikons.
Yeah. I'd rather, for me right now, I would go to like who is it, Spencer cameras or is it, there's a company that does actual modded.
UTech?
No, it was I'll remember it later, but it's it always, that's the thing that happens, as you get older, you start forgetting.
It was UTech that did all those mods, right, Pete?
No, UTech made the cooler with the.
No, that's a box cooler. Yeah,
that's what's on that one right up there.
Who did? Was it maybe it was Hotech that did the mods? Who did the mods? There was somebody that was out there with an H that did a lot of the mods.
Spencer. That's what it is. Yeah, Spencer Cameras. That's the company.
Was it Spencer? Okay.
Yeah, Spencer's camera. So you can get those. So I've thought about looking into getting an actual modded, purchase one that someone's already modded and all that stuff, just so just to try it out. But it's okay. But to answer back with the question of the with a modded with this situation is, I would recommend there are a few cameras that are out there that are entry level. The two that come to my mind would be the 183 MC from ZWO, and they also have a QHY version, or the 533 MC.
Square sensor. Don't do it.
Yeah. Those are, but the 183, it is high res. It's the type of camera because of the well depth. You'll have to end up probably taking short exposures. You'd be more than common to be taking short exposures, or else, because if you do anything really long, you're going to overflow that full well depth. So for me, maybe maxing out at 3 minutes would be my recommendation on something like that. But the 183 is very good. The 533 is very good.
It is. Don't go by me. It is a very good camera.
And they're very inexpensive. And they're relatively inexpensive. They're under $1,000. So I mean,
Yep.
the 533 is, I think, about 800 or 900.
I think it's $899.
Yeah, and the 183 is like $800. So that was actually my first camera. Was
the
183.
533 is 900, and the 183 I think is 800, if I remember right.
Yeah, what's the cheapest cooled color camera that's worth getting, in my opinion?
The 533.
533.
Yeah.
The cheapest cooled ZWO color camera would be the 533.
Yep, the 530. I agree with that. I mean, it's got no amp flow. It's got back illuminated. Yeah.
But I would say it would be the 533.
And if you want to know a lot more about the 533, I'm gonna over here, over there. Check out Eric's video on I can't do this with the camera. I don't know where to put. But the fight. Thank you, Pete. Yeah, you just got to point down. Thank you. Scott, point to your right, will you?
Yeah.
The other right.
You're on the right. But no, I did it. I actually did a review for AstroWorld, and it was actually my first YouTube video that I ever did.
It was.
For the 533, and I had a lot of fun with it, and I still have.
I really like astronomy.
I really do. And so
you like me. You really like me.
You like me. You really like me. I'm ready for my clip, Mr. Devin.
Oh my God, peculiar. No, sorry.
But then the 180, Christian, you are absolutely right. The 183 sensor itself, mono and one shot, they do have a lot of amp glow. But you can calibrate it out very easily. You have your darks and you have your flats. You calibrate it out. It is very easy to deal with. I honestly, before I got started with the 183, I freaked out because I thought that there was some sort of crazy star or sun.
Yeah.
On my images, until someone explained to me, no, this is what they call amp glow, and you have to do your darks and your calibration frames, and once you run your processing, it'll all go away. So but I would highly recommend the 533 as a really good entry level one-shot color camera. And if you're okay with the 1 inch by 1 inch sensor, then absolutely go for it.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the 533 for, $900 for a cool camera with no amp glow. Who cares? You know what the odds are? You're going to crop it anyway. So, you know what?
You could very well, you end up cropping it or something. Yeah.
You could bring down the top, if you like bring down the top, bring down the bottom. You'll get the 16:9. You'll be fine. Don't worry. But it's got no glow. But you know what?
It's a 14.
We've been dealing with amp glow for 100 years, man. Since CCDs come out, we've been dealing with amp glow. No amp glow is very, very recent in the technology.
A couple of years.
Yeah, it's very, very recent. So I mean, you take darks, you're fine. Don't worry about it. But
everybody's worried about amp glow.
Yeah, well, you know why? You know why? Because there's this mindset now. That the mindset has changed as far as photography is concerned. That you see this bright glow in the corner, it's bad for your photos. It's not. It's only bad if you don't calibrate them out. So there are things that you can do. The only thing that's different is you may have to do just a little bit more work.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, but I like, you know what? If I would have really thought about it, I would have also probably kept my 183 because to David's point, those 20 megapixels at high res is really, really nice, especially for small refractors.
183 right here, 183.
Or short focal length telescopes. It is great with those. Like the Red Cat.
Just like this.
The
Rasa.
The Rasa, fantastic.
Looks like a lot of flex on that little guide scope there.
Oh yeah, the little.
Do it again, Dan. Look at that flex. Look at that little guide scope up there. Shake. Look at
Shake it.
There is no flexure here. Yeah. Trust me.
So yeah, I mean, the 183 is very good. So if you just get past your whole thing about the amp glow and just do your calibration frames, you're fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, LaDonna, I'm not feeling so hot, but I had, you know what? This is my astronomy club. I can't miss my astronomy club. Even if it's for a short period of time.
No, you know what it was, Eric? It was Scott waking up and just talking, man. This is the first time Scott's been actually active. It must have got your interest.
He's dancing.
Man, what's in that water he's drinking down there?
Oh my God! Beetlejuice.
I love a little Harry Belafonte, man.
Yeah, of course you do. But
oh my God, Eric, you came at the wrong time, man. You came like an hour.
We went off the rails already.
I should have stayed laying down in bed.
Only 2 hours in the show, guys. We're going off the rails already.
I know, it never fails.
But
no, Mark. Yeah, I totally agree with you. The 1600 is still a rock star.
Yeah.
It is still a workhorse of a mono camera. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, Eric, correct me if I'm wrong. The 1600 and the 183, that's like saying that I'm going to do Chavez versus Tyson. I mean, it's a heavyweight versus a lightweight.
It is. I mean you've definitely the 183 is a lightweight. I mean, it definitely is. But the 183, if you're looking for something to get entry level, and it doesn't matter because it's so cool that both of them come in both flavors. Now the 1600 doesn't do it anymore. They did,
right?
But you can get the 183 in either mono or in one shot. But if you're talking just getting started, go for one shot. If you're just getting started with Astro, go for one shot. Then build, get your skills down, and then I would say move into to mono. And if you want to get a 183 mono, 183 monos are great.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is Scott getting his bed set up?
I think he is.
He expended all that energy.
Yeah, it's too much. He peaks and then he crashes. That's
right.
It's like a bad mess kit.
But I'll tell you something. Announcement for me.
All right.
I got finally, my EAF is working on my FLT 91. You just take the little small victory. You take the small victories, guys. Especially in this hobby. Sometimes you get to a point where you get so frustrated with something, you just want to quit the whole thing.
Yeah.
You got to persevere and just push through. So finally, I don't know, it must have been something when I was mounting it, something was causing it to slip a bit.
Okay.
And so like a week or two ago, I just took it all apart, reset it, redid everything, and finally I was able to get out, earlier this week, and I just ran through. Like doing 1 minute, I did like 1 minute exposures, like one each of a 1 minute exposure. And I just ran through all the filters and let them just do the EAF, just let it run through each one, and there was no problem after that. So I was like, thank you, Lord.
Dude, I thought you were going to like paint half your face blue and start yelling freedom. But,
yeah, no kidding. Oh man, it angered me. I was getting so frustrated
You know,
With the whole
you know,
setup.
and there's no, you know, when something like that happens, sometimes there's no rhyme and reason for it that you can foresee. You just sit there and you said, you know what? And this is what happened. At least this is what I heard. You said, the hell with it. I'm taking the whole damn thing apart and I'm going to put it back together and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, you don't know what was loose. You don't know what was wrong. But sure enough, something was loose. Something wasn't
was
right.
loose.
And you put it back together and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
it's good. It's
Yeah.
good.
Because I like, for the first time I was doing my first lights, and I had the video, because I hear I'm working on the video for the FLT91. I was looking forward to doing this, and I'm still going to do it. But here I am. I'm doing M78, and it was constantly, I would start out doing something really, you know, my focus would be great on that first filter. As soon as I switched over to that other filter, everything would be out of focus, and it would drive me insane.
Yeah,
So,
something was slipping.
you get to a point where you're just like, the heck with it.
Yep.
I'm ripping it all apart and starting all over again.
Then I've started over with my 127. I've only had the 127 for a year, and I've gone through 3 changes, major changes already. And you know, and everybody's asking me, when are we going to see pictures? When are we going to see pictures?
Yeah.
I don't have any. I don't. Well, I have some, but I don't have anything worth showing anybody. I mean, what am I going to show you? A raw picture of the wizard? That is not. You know, I could show it to you. It's no problem. You know, but you know, you're going to be like, well, you know what? I mean, the raw data is good, but everything else is crap. So I mean, you know, but I know Pete. You know, didn't you finish a project that you were saying?
Yeah, I finished up a project last night. I was using an ODK10 about 2 years ago, and I thought, God, I'm going to go back to this data last night, and I just finished touching it up. But I kind of was going to wait until, remember we were talking about maybe all of us posting up our images and let the viewer membership kind of.
Are you going to wait for it? All right, so if you're going to wait.
Yeah, I'll wait. I'll just wait.
Yeah, I just want to throw you in there, but and listen, all you slackers in AstroWorld, and I'm talking to the ones that aren't on the show either. I don't have any votes from anybody on Picture of the Week. 0.
I'm sorry.
Goose egg. I don't care if you're sick. I know you 7. No, sorry. Well, I'm pulling Eddie Murphy. I'm sorry. Well, you'll be a 7-year-old walking a dog, no house mother. No, that's sorry.
Oh, shoot.
You know, to circle back to what Eric was saying about, you know, if you're gonna fully commit to taking something apart like that, like the in EAF or something like that, one of the things that is a standard practice for me is that if I do something like that, I always put it together. When I put it back together, blue Loctite is king.
Okay.
Yeah, blue. Keyword.
Blue Loctite.
Not the red. Don't use the red. Blue Loctite is king.
Okay.
And just a little tiny bit, but boy, I tell you, when you put it together right, nothing's moving.
That's good.
I mean, as far as screws go.
Yeah.
Nothing's moving.
Yep. Blue Loctite is very good and it's easy to crack. All you need is a couple threads. That's all you need. The red Loctite.
You'll be done forever. You'll never get it apart.
Make sure that you're doing the right thing. Because you're going to break some screws.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not quite a weld, but it's almost a weld.
Yeah.
That red Loctite it's like epoxy.
Yeah, you never, you don't want to mess with that stuff, especially what we're doing.
not unless you know for a fact you got it in the. Well, I'm not even gonna say what I'm gonna say. Yeah. But
just avoid red. Go with the blue.
Avoid the red unless you plan on never moving the screw. That's
exactly. If you never ever want to move this thing,
remove with a blowtorch.
Yeah, remove with a blowtorch.
A sandblast
gun, at least.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're gonna probably end up breaking the screw. So but
so you know what though, I this is kind of it's a lull for imaging for me right now, as far as, because I'm such a nebula type, And yeah, I've got I've got the Schmitz and everything, but also right now we're, because of the time, the moon phase, you really can't use, you can't go after galaxies or anything like that. So it gets to a point where you're just like, what am I going to shoot? Because you could barely get, for even a serious amount of time, all of the emission nebulae are all pretty much all below the horizon, or they're going to be around for like 2 or 3 hours if you're in the south, because like all the northern mission nebulae, they're all pretty much just hanging low right now. In the south, they're Orion and and Taurus, they're already going away earlier. So you gotta wait. I gotta wait until what, like maybe June, until M16.
No.
Is it May or June when M16 and M20 can really
like May.
Yeah. Eric, shoot IFN. Shoot Intergalactic Flux Nebula. Point your scope right at the North Star. Yeah. Let it stay open, and man, you're going to see some great IFN that you're going to go, wow. If you like Dark Nebula, that's the next Dark Nebula. You should see all that up there. Absolutely.
And this is just aiming at Polaris?
Yeah, just aim just to the right or just to the right below, and you should see all that IFN up there. I mean, if you go to AstroBin and just say, IFN, it's incredible to see. Maybe we can pull that up, Dan. Can we pull up on AstroBin if there's any IFN photos?
Yeah, sure, I got it.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Because you always, I always want to try to keep busy. I want to try to keep busy. And I'll get to the galaxies, but I got to shoot. I got to get my nebula fixed. I got to see the clouds. I got to see those dustlings, man. It's like addicting to me. It's like nice brown or black smoke. I just want to smoke it. It's like, yes, I want to see this stuff. Oh yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, you got Polaris there, and I mean, look at the amount of stars that you could. But look at all that IFN. That's just amazing.
And this is I want to say this is Polaris B here.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay.
Oh, I see something. Well, what kind of scope was that? Sometimes they don't put any data on.
Yeah, sometimes the submitters, they don't put any information in.
Yeah, he's got a bunch there. Look at this. Here's some.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at that.
This
is IFN and Ursa Major, so this is in Polaris. Unless
right on. So all right. So now I know. See, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, LBN 120. Yep. Does it say what the scope is, Dan?
I'm looking.
This was with a Rokinon. Awesome.
Oh wow.
This was with a Rokinon. With a T3i.
Yeah, T3i and a 135. Yep.
All right.
So there's a bunch of stuff out there.
There's a bunch of stuff out there then.
Hey, what's the one, Dan? Keep going to the right, and then 2 more, and then up one. Right. No, to the left. 1 more to the left.
Yep,
right there.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that. Polaris. Look at that. Polaris IFN.
Another 135.
Right on.
So
okay.
What's the integration on that? Look at that.
1 hour.
Holy cow.
Wow. Look at that.
When was that dated?
2021, January 8th.
Okay. So, all right. So one thing I'll have to keep in the back of my head is some of these, especially what they're using with the DSLRs, they're doing these in winter. Okay. Where it's colder. So the DSLRs can stay cool. I'll want to try this with like my Canon 6D, but just want to make sure that it doesn't get too hot.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is that take a look. Sigma Art 135, right?
Mm-hmm.
f1.8 on a Nikon Z6 on top of an AP Mach 1.
Hey.
Really,
at least he's got it. At least he's got one. Everybody else is going to wait like 5 years for theirs.
It must be piggybacked on something.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, I'm
that
not
looks
sure.
that's pretty cool looking.
Did it say what Bortle class? David,
No,
was that?
it didn't even give a location.
Okay, right on. All right, no problem.
You know, I looked around and there was nothing. I mean, if his
Broadband,
name
right?
is- what's that?
It's broadband.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, it's a 135 Nikon Z6.
Oh, it's a Z6. It's a Z. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's broadband. Yeah, he's definitely he's not in a Bortle. He's not a Bortle 7 or 8. No way.
No, definitely not. What is this?
That's got to be 3 or lower.
Oh, he
So this
blocked
is the
him out.
Aide, yep, around M82 and 81. Yep. All kinds of good stuff still out there up in the Northern Hemisphere. Even though you're waiting for Galaxy season to come by, you can still definitely shoot IFN.
Yep.
Okay. No, this is nice. This is some good stuff. Thank you, Peter. I never knew it. I never knew it.
That's what I figured. I mean, I know you like the Dark Nebula, and I know that Dan
Yeah.
likes the Dark Nebula, so this just kind of can fill in the.
I don't even know what Dark Nebula looks like. I keep on shooting it in narrowband. So, so I'm hoping that this year I can get you know what? I'm gonna get a rubber shark, and I'm gonna do an Eric video with the rubber shark and the shark. And you know what? I'm gonna get my little niece to come out, but she's like 7. And she's gonna come out with the little thing, and she's gonna be like this. And then I'm gonna put it up against Eric's video with his son like this.
Oh, good God!
I can't with you, Scott. I can't.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You're welcome.
You know you like it. You know you like it.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
man.
That is awesome.
Oh man.
Oh man. So yeah. So let's see. We're at like 2 hours. I mean, I think we're
Broadband, Ernie. It's broadband for IFN. It's a straight.
it's all
straight
broadband.
LRTB. Straight
Yep, all
LRTB.
broadband. And if you look at it, these guys aren't putting a lot. I don't know. I don't understand how they're doing this with so little data. I mean, that I don't get.
I don't know, but
Well, Bortle 3.
Yeah, I guess maybe. I'm looking at some of these pictures, and all these good pictures don't have any sort of location in them. Drives me nuts.
Hey,
Yeah.
Pete, by the way,
Okay.
guess who I talked to today?
You talked to Doug Williams?
No, he had left early, but I got Joyce.
Oh, you got Joyce.
Yeah. And she's like, I know you, don't I? I said, aren't you on TV? I'm like, well, I don't know, like YouTube TV. She's like, yeah, you're on that AstroWorld. I'm like, yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, we are. So, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you
that's
never
good.
know who's watching.
Well,
you
I'll
never
tell you
know.
what, are they going to send you? Are they going to send you the right parts?
You know, it's funny. I asked her about it. I said, I've tried to get this going for the last couple of weeks. And she's like, I'm in charge of all the shipping. And I haven't seen anything come across my desk with this. I'm going to take care of this personally. So
Good.
Nice.
as of today, no. So hopefully she's going to take care of it and get it out to me as soon as possible. So
Well, good.
You know, it's funny. Senthel's kid. I know I said something on Wednesday night regarding Senthel's kid who did a presentation on Global Star Party with Explore Scientific, and they are too funny. They were like, "Oh man, they're on AstroWorld. They rock, man!" You know, and I was like, "Oh man, it was great. It was great." And I had another lady. She's in the chat sometimes. Her name's Alexandra, and she's a customer at Camera Concept. She's like, "Is this Declination Dan?" I was like, yeah, I guess it's like one of those things that you kind of like. I don't want to forget it, but it's kind of like one of those things in the beginning where you kind of forgot about it, And I was like, yeah, he's, oh, I watch his stuff all the time. And so I said, all right. So she had a telescope, and I fixed her telescope for her. There was something wrong with it. I figured exactly what it was. So I took a piece of paper with a receipt, and I said, thank you so much. And I gave her an autograph, Declination Dan. I put it in her.
Good man, Dan.
And she was like, oh, that was so sweet.
That's going to be your new nickname. We're going to start calling you Double D.
Oh, well, you know, the funny thing was the studio that we came out with, and I thought it was kind of cool. So when it was Cosmic Charlie and Declination Dan,
it's freaking awesome.
Come on, how cool is that? But the studio name that I came up with, and I thought it was kind of cool because it came up like it was like a dual meaning. The studio name was CCD squared, CCD with a 2 on the top. Mm-hmm. So CCD for CCD, and CCD squared would be Cosmic Charlie Declination Dan. So it was kind of like It was kind of cool. So I was like, I thought that was like one of the every once in a while I come up with these wonderful brain gems, and that's probably the last one I'll ever have because it all goes downhill after 51. So. Caps win. Ovi in the shootout. Somebody shoot Ovechkin. Somebody just shoot him, please. Before he's going to beat Gretzky's record. He's going to beat it.
I think so.
All he needs is like 4 good years. If he could stay healthy, he's going to do it.
Okay, guys. I'm looking at all these IFNs and everything, and it's just amazing.
I thought Eric was out. It's like we're talking hockey. He's out.
Yeah, you guys. I'm trying to keep things on point.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it.
Especially, you got Pete over here with his Toronto cap on for sure. Oh, good Lord! And here we go. There's Dan. So I gotta keep things. I'm sorry, folks. I gotta keep things on point.
Like Eric is the voice of reason because we got Pete with the hat. I got me with the mask. We got Eric with the Eric with the voice of reason, and Scott with the disco music. So
yeah. So the disco and baby music. It's like, good Lord, yeah.
Eric, you just joined us at the right time.
Yeah. But no, but I'm looking at everything, and this is why I also love AstroBin. Because AstroBin, you can, if like I had no idea what IFN is. So thank you. I'm gonna have to look up a little bit more to research and learn a little bit more exactly what IFN is. But to get these images, it's like, okay, because sometimes you wonder, what can I do? What can I shoot? Because sometimes you can, if you're you can get maybe a little bit into a rut if you're shooting a lot of the same things. Like if you shoot M42 every year, or M45, or the Rosette, or NGC 7000, or the California, you can sometimes maybe get into a rut. So it also goes back to, I'm looking at even the lenses that are used, because for the most part, this is wide field.
Yep.
Right. So you can say, hey, let me go back to, my basics that I'm thinking. I can grab my DSLR, grab my 183 Rokinon, or my 70 millimeter or something like that, and just go to town. Just look up a few things and say, hey, I just want to, maybe I don't want to necessarily focus on galaxies or nebulae per se, one single thing. You can open it up now and say, oh, there's a lot more out there than just, these, larger DSOs. There's a lot more artistic things out there, that you can, satisfy yourself and say, oh yeah, this is really cool. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And
yeah,
for those of you that
wide field and fast. What's even better than that? Wide field and fast. You can get through and get, a night's work, basically. You can, for one night's work, you can get some beautiful image,
Yeah. And just not to forget, I mean, you got about 2 weeks left. About 2 weeks left for the Messier Marathon. So for those of you that don't do that don't know the Messier Marathon, for you visual observers out there, even the camera people, there is a special There's a special actually, is it astronomical league? There's a special certificate out there for somebody who could get all 110 objects on a chip or visually. On a chip, you get a little asterisk on it. It's like a little special designation for it. But usually it's a visual contest that you could actually see all 110 Messier objects in a night. One night, you can see all 110.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So the next time you could do it, the primary weekend this year is the weekend of April 2nd. So get your large scopes out, take a look, and see if you can beat me. And I have a certificate, and I have a Messier from the Astronomical League. I have a pin from them that I actually did that program. I got 81, I think, in one night.
Nice.
So
what is the ideal size scope, would you say, so you can get a good shot of, if you're doing AP like we do, what do you think would be a good size scope so you can go after all 110?
It really depends on your skies.
Okay.
It really depends on where you're at. If you're on Long Island, I would say a 12-inch or more.
Okay.
Because there are some of those Messier objects aren't like M40. M40 is like this tiny star cluster. It's like really tiny. It looks like a Y. And you gotta you gotta be able to separate those stars in order to see it.
Okay.
So, that's one of the, I don't know how he confused that with a comet, but that's what he did. He must have been either smoking or drinking. But that being said, there are some other objects out there, like even like some of the galaxy out there that have really low surface brightness that that you're not going to be able to pull out with a Bortle 8 sky. You're not going to be able to pull it out of the schmutz, especially at the beginning of the Messier Marathon start. When you're starting the Messier Marathon, you're starting in the West. And what's in the West when you're on Long Island? New York City.
Yeah.
You got the Light Dome in New York City, and you're trying to bring out things in Virgo, which is really low in the sky. You're not going to be able to pull out M77 with anything less than a 12-inch. Wow. It's not going to happen. Now, those were actually some of the ones that I missed because you got to get those first, like I think 7 or 8, at least from the New York. You got to get the first 7 or 8 really, really fast before they set. Once you get the first 7 or 8, you got some time because you're working from west to east. You're working in declination. So you're going through the sky and you're going, and then finally you get to, I don't remember which number you end up at in the west, but you end up at like number like 71, 72. And then all of a sudden you got like a 2-hour wait because the rest of the Messier have not risen yet. So you got to wait until like 4 o'clock in the morning to get the others. But yeah. So but it is possible to do it. Now, if you're in, let's say, like your skies, like a Bortle 5.6, I would say an 8-inch scope, you could probably do it.
Okay.
An 8-inch fast scope, not an 8-inch F10.
Yeah, like my Rasa. So if I have my Rasa.
Well, the Rasa, you might be a little bit rough because that's a low focal length.
So are you thinking F7, F6.3?
I'm thinking like an 8-inch F5. A Dob, some sort of Dob, some sort of light bucket that you're going to be able to get like some, with an F10. You're shooting. So I'm talking when I say F10, I'm talking like a 8-inch SCT. Those types of things that are normally out there for visual observers. If you get an 8-inch F4, F5 Dob, you'll be fine in Bortle 5.6. I've known people that are in Bortle 4- that have done it with a 6-inch scope or less.
Wow.
So it really depends on your skies.
Yeah.
It really does.
Okay.
I don't do that stuff anymore. I'm not staying up until 5 in the morning. I'm not doing that stuff. I'll image through the night.
Because I do have I don't have F5, but I do have an F6.2 Lepus.
What, the .62? Yeah.
Yeah, if I have the .62 that is compatible with the Edge, so I do have
Yeah,
that.
that might work.
That might
work. Yeah,
Yeah.
that should definitely work in your skies. You may not even need it.
Yeah.
You may not if you're shooting natively at like 2,000 millimeters or whatever, 2032. If you're shooting at that, you might want to try it at F10. You'll definitely pick up like 60 or 70 of them.
Yeah. Okay, that should be fun. That's something you have to do a lot of planning.
Yeah, and there's a lot of research. There's a ton of resources out there. If you just type Messier Marathon list, it will give you the list in declination order and what to shoot for.
And what to shoot for.
You just need to drag and drop into a drag script so that the scope will just move to all of them with the RA.
Yeah. Cheater. And just so everybody knows what Pete's talking about, you still need Voyager to do that and set it all up. So I know there's not a lot of people that have Voyager right now. So I mean, Pete's like one of the few people that use Voyager. Don't get me wrong, Voyager is an awesome, powerful program, and it's great. It's just not well known around here. And the people that use it usually have higher end mounts and scopes.
Expensive.
Yeah. 8-inch astrograph, sure. Yeah, that'll work. Again, don't get me wrong. So there is a different they do separate the visual versus the photographic certificates.
Mm-hmm.
They do separate that. The visual to me, and I could be old school by saying this, the visual to me means a little bit more because you're actually seeing it. You know what I mean? You're actually seeing that object. Anybody can take a picture of every single 110 objects in the sky. You know what I mean? They can sit there and take the picture. It's hard to see it. Sometimes you may be on one object. And you know what? There's also a dissonation. I'm not pronouncing it wrong. But there's also a separation of go-to, too. So if you don't use, you're not really supposed to use go-to either. You're supposed to star hop to get them.
Yeah. See, that's the star hopping.
Try and find M40 star hopping. Go ahead. You try and do that. Go knock yourself out. Try and find the dumbbell star hopping.
Yeah.
That's not easy. If you're not used to star hopping, the dumbbell is in some random part of Canis Venatici that has no stars around it.
Yeah.
So good luck with that.
And you're trying to do this manually?
I did it manually. I got 81. My friend Dennis Wild did it manually with a manual dome and a 14-inch Schmidt. Can I tell you that he could not lift his arms for 3 days after that? Because when I say manual dome, he was actually pulling the dome around with his hands.
Oh, God.
With his hands, and then moving the scope to match.
Oh, jeez. God.
So the dome was broken. And he was like, I'm going to do this all night. He come walking in like Magilla Gorilla with his knuckles dragging. It was bad. It was bad.
It's a freaking masochist.
Why does Dylan hate me? Why does he hate me? What did I do?
Hey, do we need to vote? Do we need to vote on any of those images that we saw on Wednesday night?
I got no votes.
Okay, I'm sending it. You know what? I'm sending it to you right now, dude.
Yep. I know which one. I've narrowed it down on my two, but I know.
Did I see Tom Bramwell's in there? He's texting me saying, "I'm sorry I missed." All right, so Eric voted. I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yes,
what do you guys think about this? I'm getting pretty good with the WordPress now on the website.
Mm-hmm.
With Simon's help, and what do you think about, instead of just us voting on the picture of the week, why don't we throw a poll out to everybody on there, and we'll put it out for everybody to vote?
That's what I was thinking. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool.
You know, we need to talk a little bit offline about it, but I think that would be awesome if there was a spot where they can act, where we have a part of the website where you have an actual submission area where where people can see a gallery of these.
Yeah,
and maybe
view the pictures of the week here and vote at the bottom.
They vote at the bottom where they have a gallery of all of this stuff. Maybe, and we can leave it. You can leave it as far as maybe specs. If I don't know if you want to include specs here, or you just want to do just the pictures themselves, and then and just have the poll.
Yeah,
but I think it sounds awesome.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
And the cutoff will be Monday, right? Monday at whatever time, so that it gets posted on Friday and Wednesday.
Actually, what I did was, and I'll share my screen again, and maybe we could talk about this real quick because I wrote it up on the website.
Because then it's not just us. Then it's the entire community.
Yep.
And then if you have the poll, then then in a certain point, we don't have to choose. We can throw in our thoughts, in our picks, but it's the majority. It's the community that chooses it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the AstroWorld Viewers Choice Awards.
Getting their votes in or whatever this, we can have everybody participate, and then the highest in the poll. There you go.
So I'll change some of this. I threw this up there because I kept on forgetting the rules because we change them every week.
Yeah.
I think I still need to change number 1 because I think you're right, Pete. I think it should have been on Mondays.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to be submitted, let's say 11:59 on Monday. Let's just say
11:59 p.m.
And then images need to be your own composition. They'll be announced on the Wednesday live show.
Mm-hmm.
You could have many AstroWorld POW per calendar year. However, you may only have one picture of the month.
Okay.
Pictures of the month will be selected from the current month's pictures of the week and will be announced the first Wednesday of the month. Picture of the year will be announced the first Wednesday in January, and all pictures of the month will be featured in the calendar, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like it. And then even when it comes to picture of the month, then you can have those tops. And then again, then the audience and our subscribers, even us, it doesn't matter. It could be all of us as well as our subscribers. We all put our thoughts in. We all choose. And then, at the end of the month, when we have that POM, everybody's involved.
You know what you might want to do, and I know the odds of this are highly unlikely, but we could sit there and say, okay, you know what? Everybody vote. Mm-hmm. And the event of a tie, then it goes to us.
Okay.
And then we do a collective vote.
Okay.
Oh, that's
just in case something happens, because what's going to happen.
Happens. Okay. Okay.
Got to have that 51st vote. But
it's the member participation that we're really wanting to get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because as I said, this is my astronomy club. So I want everybody, to get involved and have fun with this.
George wants us to do a fireman's calendar with astronomers.
Oh, God. Dad bods across the board.
Only a Scott gets a Speedo on.
Oh, man. Can you, Scott in his Speedo with the C-14 right next to him. He's laying in the pool. You're
out of your mind.
C-14 right behind them or something.
Dude, don't worry about it. The RST 300 can hold you. It'll be fine.
Where do I put my pocket?
Man, don't do that. I will never be able to unsee that. Just like the
flaming skull.
Thank you, Tegan, again for the rosette. I never will be able to unsee that freaking skull now. It'll be the same way.
That is not happening.
It'll be the same way if there's an astronomer's calendar. No,
that is so funny.
You.
That is funny.
I think something like that.
You know what?
I think YouTube would kick us off, and YouTube would kick us off. Like FBI be coming in. What are you people doing?
They're like, take my whole computer, take Eric's brand new computer.
That's like reverse porn. No!
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
no. Speedos and me are 2.
Thank God for small favors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, no kidding, Ernie. I would cancel my. I'm like, I'm done. I'm out of here. Thank
Off
you,
the
but no
rails.
thank you.
I'm just making the changes. I'm making the changes on the website right now on Mondays.
11:59
And then,
p.m.
yep. And then let's do voting, right? Let's see. 3 voting will occur
You want to give
starting
him enough time. You want to give it enough time. So maybe even
12:01.
actually think about it being Friday. What do you got?
That's
Because you
fine.
want to give enough time for everybody who's in, the community to have enough time to vote.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
maybe
So
you say the winners announced on the Friday show.
that's fine. We could do that. 12:01 Tuesday to 5 p.m. Friday.
Yeah.
No,
And then-
Thursday, because I got to get it set up. 5 p.m.
Okay.
Thursday.
Okay, Thursday.
And then winner will be announced on the Friday live
Friday
show.
show. And then, then that following week, or starting that Sunday, they have the entire, that entire week, Sunday to Saturday. There's the main, right there on the website, in all of its glory, the picture of the week.
And update, and let's see if that worked. And show on stream and AstroWorld live site.
Loading.
And picture of the week. There we go. All right. So at 11:59 p.m. Eastern on Mondays, voting will occur 12:01 Tuesday to 5 p.m. Thursday. Winner will be announced Friday, and all the rest is the same.
Yep.
There we go. So there are the new rules. There we go. So I will figure out a way. So we'll still continue to vote for this week's.
Mhm.
So start putting in next week's. I'll clear up the drive and start putting in your photos for next week's picture of the week. And what we'll do is I'll have the poll made up, and the
Mhm.
poll will go up sometime Tuesday, maybe before I go to bed on Monday, and then we'll do that. The voting tool will be on the website. It will be on the website. It'll be on this page. It'll be on the main page. It'll be on the main page, right under the picture of the week. Probably somewhere here.
Yep.
I'll figure it out. When I do, I'll throw it out on Discord too. So
There you go. Right on.
wow, there's only 3 shows. I got to fill this up. All right. Well, we're at 10:30. We're at 2 hours and 40 minutes or so. I guess let's do a final thought round real quick, and then I'll go over the final stuff.
What does Pete have there? Is that the Pegasus?
That's a
That
Pegasus
looks like the
camera,
Pegasus rotator. That looks like the
Rotator.
Falcon.
20 millimeters. I mean, look how thin that puppy is. I got to go down to SRO to swap out another rotator. But
That's the
I mean,
Falcon, right?
it's the Falcon, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're looking basically at 8 inches. But I mean, 20 millimeters thick, boy, that is nice because, 55 millimeters of back focus is usually what I'm working with. Right now, I'm working with a Telview field flattener. I've only got 68.9 millimeters to work with. And the existing Optec Pixis is 41 millimeters. It just takes too much. So I've got to swap it out. But man, this thing is really, really looking good.
Yeah, even the Arco is a little thicker than that. The Arco is 23, I think.
Something like
But,
that. It was it was
yeah.
a toss up between the Arco or the Pegasus here. So anyway, What is it? Man, almost 3 hours, guys.
Yeah, almost 3 hours. Hey, son of a gun, hey, shark puppets on.
Oh, there he is.
There it is. Too funny.
Dun-dun, dun-dun.
He's
How
too
do we
funny.
decide picture of the month? That's a good question. I think we'll probably throw that out to the membership as well.
Yeah.
I
think so.
and what we'll do is we'll do the pictures of the week. We'll have the 4 or 5 pictures, and out of those 4 or 5 pictures, choose one, and then in the event of a tie, we are the deciding vote.
It will be the deciding vote.
That's it.
But yeah, we
I
bring
like
it out to the masses. We take it to the people. Let the people decide.
Yes, let them eat cake.
Let them eat cake.
Marie Antoinette, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
If you don't like it, off with your head.
right
Great
before she got
things come
beheaded, right? Yes.
Great things come from small beginnings.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's
What
it.
line?
Yes,
What
sir.
line was that from?
Great things come from small beginnings. I know that.
I don't.
Prometheus.
I know it. Prometheus.
Oh.
Remember?
That's the alien. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I just thought Prometheus was the Titan who gave men fire, but what do I know?
And you would be
it
right.
was the name of the spaceship in Alien.
It's the name of the spaceship in Alien. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So for those of you that aren't alien crazy alien heads, Prometheus was actually like a part of the entire lore of Alien.
Wow.
It's interesting. I was reading this article with Ridley Scott. He's going to come up now with another prequel.
I know. Yeah.
But because these two, remember Prometheus didn't do a really good showing, and then what was the
I
last one?
thought that was a great movie. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Alien Resurrection, not Resurrection. Alien Covenant.
Alien Covenant. Those two, unfortunately, just didn't bring in the masses. But he now is thinking about what can he do to kind of have that same impact that Alien had, that really just made Alien such a great movie. So it's going to be interesting.
The thing with Alien came out in 1978.
Yeah.
And the thing with Alien was there was never anything put out there like that. And a super horrifying alien coming out with the graphics that we had at that time, even though, it looked like, the robot was filled with what was that? Franchise sauce. But I mean, it was just awesome. The way the cast that it had.
But you remember in the Alien, you never really saw him because he was always in the shadows. And he just kind of blended in with the machinery because he had that metallic, kind of like a metal look to him. But H.R. Geiger, I mean, just the design of the alien, how they designed it to look like the way he did. And I mean, have you ever seen on the movies, I guess on TV, on the cable channels, there's a little kind of an hour long talking about how the alien literally got designed by H.R. Geiger and how Ridley Scott and Dan O'Banion talked about, hey, this is what we want. This is kind of the design that we have. Can you kind of come up with something? But I mean, I never saw a creature looking as hideous as this thing did. And then they bastardized the whole franchise when they did AVP versus Predator. And
come on, I thought that was kind of cool, man. Come on, man.
AVP was pretty cool, man.
See, you know what they should have done with that whole thing. So they should have done AVP with Schwarzenegger, Glover, Sigourney Weaver, and Tom Skerritt. They should have put them all in it. And that would have been just completely awesome. But unfortunately, Tom Skerritt died, and Sigourney Weaver is just a complete disaster.
Yeah.
But,
and then the last one where they said, they're going to try to mate the human with the alien, and that was the one that was Alien Resurrection. I mean, it was
Resurrection.
Come on, what that was. But Prometheus and Alien Covenant, I liked it. I mean, it really kind of brought the prequel together to kind of make the Alien franchise.
Yeah.
No,
Suburban.
I love the sequel, Aliens. With the Space Marines. I absolutely love.
Probably one of the best movies there is.
Yeah.
And Suburban.
With God bless him, Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
What is it, just-
All I wanted him to say in that entire movie, all I wanted him to say is to the alien. Did you spit in this? Going back to his going back to
Go back
weird
to
science.
Yeah.
but yo, and somebody threw it out there before I got to say it. I was trying to say it for like 3 minutes, but you're exactly right, Suburban. Jodorowsky's Dune was a sick idea, and all the stuff that was made was going to be thrown in there. Orson Welles was going to be there. There was a huge cast for this, all set and ready to go, and never got off the ground. Never got off the ground. And I gotta say, thank God that Doom has been nominated now for multiple of Academy Awards, so the franchise will actually continue. The shows that were planned, the TV shows that are planned, are gonna happen. And
when's part 2 of the movie coming out? When's part 2
not
come out?
2023.
Oh, we got to wait that long?
Yeah, like next
Yeah,
year.
2 years. But you know what? I want to watch it again, the Dune movie. I want to, because there was some stuff. I was watching an interview with Denis Villeneuve the other night
director?
on Jim. What?
The director?
Yeah. Denis Villeneuve. He was on Jimmy Fallon, I think last night or the night before, and he was talking, and they were showing clips of the movie that I don't even remember them happening. I really don't remember them happening. So I think I watched it with like a fog in front of my face. I don't know what I was doing, but I need to watch it again, and you know what, I will. But
okay.
What do we got? Oh, by the way, I gotta say thank you. We picked up a bunch more sponsors tonight. To be honest with you, we picked up Dank Solo. Dank Solo is a new sponsor, and I can't go that far back in the chat, but there was 3 of them.
New sponsors, nice.
Yeah, new member sponsors.
New member sponsors. Thank you.
And because we were in the conversation with Hendrik when they happened, and I totally forgot to go back, but I do remember. I can't forget the name. Senthil also became a subscriber, and there was one other one, and I forget who it was, so I apologize. I'm gonna look real quick on the YouTube site to see. Let me see, YouTube Studio. And we're also, believe it or not, we're opening up a Patreon account too. So,
just keeps growing and growing and growing.
well, you know, and again, remember we were always talking about taking this and giving everything back to everybody as far as, and the last person I'm sorry if they're listening, and if you're listening, I'm sorry to hell with you, but the last thing I want to do is give 30% to YouTube for doing nothing. And me and Scott were talking about it offline. And basically what happens is they take 30% of the membership fee right off the bat.
Wow.
Yep.
And Patreon only takes 8. So
makes sense. Then makes smart business.
So in order to make money for our memberships, it just seems so. Hogarth joined today as well. Let's see. So I'm sorry. We got 4. We have 4 members that joined today.
Wow.
4. Al Need, thank you. Gideon Sanders, my buddy from Jersey, Holland, Germany, and New Zealand. Yeah, that Gideon. Yeah, I keep on putting him all over the country, all over the world. Dank Solo and Hogarth. So thank you for the 4. Appreciate it. They are all main sequence members. So I guess you're right, Scott. I need to order a whole crap load of shirts. So if you need to, you gotta help me out with that, man. You gotta give me that logo quick, because these guys are gonna be up my you know what, saying, "Where's my shirt?" and thank you to Dennis, who ordered off Redbubble a sticker. Who he actually put it on his scope. You put it on his scope. Yes, I got to show it to you. It's pretty cool.
I saw the picture. It was cool.
Okay, I want to see it.
I'll grab it. It's on the Discord, I believe.
Okay.
Yep.
Let me see if I can find it. It's under intermediate, I think. Let me see. I'll find her. Buy and sell, maybe. Oh, where is it? Of course, I can't find it now. General? Yeah, it's under general. Here we go. And I'll bring it over here into the side too.
Someone mentioned that you could do the marathon, or you can set up the marathon on Sky Safari.
Yep. Oh yeah, you can absolutely.
Okay.
You get the list.
It's basically so if you go to the Messier objects and if you sort them by declination.
Yeah, you could do it that way, and I believe there's a downloadable part of it where you can actually get the Messier Marathon list and put it into Sky Safari, and it will give you the list, and then you connect to your scope, and you can do a go-to and all that.
Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, I think Sky Safari is the recommended observatory software, acquisition software for the rainbow mounts. I think that's the one that they recommend to use with their mounts. Unfortunately, I don't think Sky Safari works on. Does it work on Windows computers?
Sky Safari.
Yeah, well, there's a web version. There's the web version of Sky Safari that I believe that you can. That's on the browser.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
The actual program, I think, is Mac native.
Yeah, it may be just Mac, but.
Yep.
Oh, Al, you said sort by RA. Okay, here, because I'm actually in Sky Safari right now. So, okay, so if I sort by red ascension.
Hey Dan, we might have to get some peel up decals with AstroWorld's.
Oh, hold on, we have them.
Oh, we got them.
Yeah, they're on the Redbubble site.
Okay. Because I tell you what's kind of cool about having those is that when you go to star parties and you got like Pelican cases, you kind of stick them on the outside because they kind of just differentiates your case from everybody else's. Unless you're at an AstroWorld star party.
I just lost my. There it is. No, I got way too. It's that time of night where I got too many windows open.
So right here, if I'm sorting by red ascension, it says Messier 110 is first, followed by 32, 31, 103. It goes down a list.
Yep.
So
okay. Remember, Eric, you got a star hop though.
Hey. I'm just gonna do EAA. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hook up the RASA and I'm just gonna do EAA. And just let her go.
There you go. Yeah, screw that star hopping. Just go to.
Just do go to and just have fun. Yeah. Oh yeah. If I would really, it would really be cool if I could, if we can do this in July, the AstroWorld Star Party. If we can do that new weekend, that new moon weekend or around there. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Wow, look at that.
It's kind of cool.
Zoom in on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can on Discord. I can't. Oh.
Yeah. But still, it's kind of cool.
That is cool. Look at that.
Look at that.
And if you want, I'll show it to you real quick. And you know what else? He also ended up getting a couple other things too.
Yep. It's kind of cool to see my wife's artwork. Like,
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You know.
And then if you want bigger ones,
she'll get a kick out of that. That's pretty cool.
That's a bigger one.
There you go.
Yep.
And then I just wanted to see what they look like, so I picked up a couple of them. You know
what would be kind of cool? I don't know if Redbubble can do this, but if they can make nice size, that size into a magnet.
They can.
Because
Yeah, they do. They do
size,
magnets.
I would actually buy that and slap that on the back of my truck.
They do magnet. They do magnets. They do coasters. They do iPhone cases. They do everything.
Yeah.
So the only thing that's weird about these peel offs is that some things are not connected. So
it
like
should be a 2-piece, Daniel.
No, it's more than 2. So
no,
the telescope.
That's not what I mean. It should have the back that you peel off, and then the stick.
Oh, you lost Scott.
Oh, we're losing Scott.
Oh, there you go. Because he's talking too quick. Stop talking so fast. So wait, what? Am I doing this wrong?
It should have a back piece and a front piece, and then the stickers in between the two. So you pull the back off and you stick the thing on, and then you peel the front piece off.
Oh, I see.
You pull the back off. What the? You gotta be smart. Oh, look at that.
You gotta be smarter than the paper, Dan.
No, wait, no. So if I pull the back off, no, it doesn't work like that. No, it's gonna screw the whole thing up.
Hey guys, where can I buy merch for myself? Don't worry about it. I'll take care of you, kid.
Wait, what?
No, Jackson. He's like, hey guys, where can I buy merch for myself? This is a plug.
Yeah. Talk to your dad. He'll buy it for you. And remember, anything you buy from AstroWorld, because we're starting to build up a following on Redbubble, is 5% go to an astronomy club that we decide on. So we're waiting to build up a little. We literally only had like $14, so that turns out to be 70 cents. So I'm not going to send somebody a check for 70 cents yet. Right. So until we get something a little bit more feasible, like over 20, 30 bucks, then we'll start sending out checks to people, and we'll start making those decisions then.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, but like I said, that'll be kind of cool. So I'll go on to Redbubble and or go to our merch store, and I can get a magnet so I can put it on my. If they have a large one, I can put it on the like on
I think it goes up to 11 by 17, if I remember right.
I'll have to take a look.
And if you don't know that, let me know. Because I also, but if you want something for your truck, I have one for my car. That I bought. It's big.
Okay.
And it was like $17.
Okay.
So I bought one for each side door. So
right on. Okay.
So if you want one, let me know, and I'll just get it and I'll send it to you.
I'll just reimburse you. But yeah, for sure.
Whatever.
No, because
even Dennis said the sticker is in 3 pieces, and it is. The big sticker is actually in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces.
Oh my god.
So so the AstroWorld is separate. The 2 stars are separate. The comet is separate. This is all one. This is where it gets weird. AstroWeb, the website is connected to these 3 over here, but the Twitter and the Instagram is separate than the names.
Yeah, what I'm getting at is that the back of that, sticker should pull off, so it leaves the sticker attached to a front piece,
right? And
then you stick that in place. Right. And smush it all into where you need it to go, and then pull the clear coat back.
Yeah, like a decal. Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I'm going to test this live right now because I want to see what the hell you're talking about. Because I think you're. I'm going to call BS on this.
Because everything will still stay intact. And all the pieces will still stay together on the front.
So maybe you just need to be smarter than the sticker, and I am not.
What I'm saying. You have to be smarter.
I'm usually not, so that's okay. I'll either call BS or me being stupid, and so
this should be fun. Yeah, Dan doing this. I agree with you, David. This ought to be good.
All right, so I got the sticker off. And You're saying there's a clear coat, right?
Well, okay. Did it have like a die cut on it around the pieces? Jeez Louise. Where did you get this from?
This is Redbubble.
Yeah, they're
wow.
doing they're doing it completely wrong.
Yeah, they're doing it
That is
wrong.
not the way it's supposed to be done.
So I agree with you. There should be a clear coat that this sticks to the clear coat, and the clear coat goes on, and then
It
you
goes
pull the
on,
clear coat off.
goes on whatever. Right.
Right.
Stick the sticker on, and that the adhesive that's holding the stickers in place is less sticky than the adhesive that's on the back of the decals.
Right. And then you can just
stick it
peel.
over it, you can peel it off.
Right.
Right.
Well, don't get the big one. Get the small one.
We'll figure it out. It'll be figured out.
Yeah.
It'll be figured out.
So
We're getting there. We're getting there.
yeah. So that's okay. We'll be all right. But the mugs are really cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I like the mugs.
I like
And
that,
this-
but honestly, I like the design, Scott. I really do. So of our new
That's
design.
my wife, baby. That's all
what I'm
her.
saying. She did big time kudos. Big time kudos.
Yeah, she did an awesome job. I can't thank her enough.
That's her. Yeah, she is she's the brains on when it comes to graphic design. I completely kowtow, to her
So
that's on that.
So there you go. So this one came off like this, but I still got 1 star and the comment.
Yeah.
So that has to be corrected. It's okay.
Yeah.
But
And you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put this on the closet of death right now. And there we go. There we go. Beautiful. And I'm gonna take the comment. I'm gonna put the comment on there. There we go. And then I got to take the extra star off. Put the extra star on. There you go. Throw that up there like that. And then
what do we got?
oh, you can't see. Oh, there it is. It's right there.
It's floating
Okay.
in space.
Yeah, it's floating.
It's floating. It's floating.
There you go.
But no, but I did also see that we do have another sponsor. I did see that.
Another one? A 5th one?
No. For the on the website and everything, for overall, not a member, but an actual web. We have an actual AstroWorld sponsor, didn't we? The hosted.
Oh, that's not even on the website yet.
Okay.
So the Night Skies Network.
Yes. Yes.
Is it's a free network of, if you ever wanted to, let's say, show what you're doing, like you want to log your rig in and broadcast. This company will allow you to broadcast your rig for free, whatever you're doing, plus a little, PIP camera, whatever. You can put it in there. You could log in your webcam, and you can actually broadcast it to only it's not a public broadcast. It's only broadcast to people that are registered to the website. Mm-hmm. Right now, they have about 300 people that are in there. He's looking to grow up to about 2. He's at this point by May, June, he's going to be over 2,000 people.
That's awesome.
He literally just started the new website again. So take a look at it, and I'm already registered, but take a look at it. But they are going to be sponsoring us to help us with gifts and all that kind of stuff.
You know what? Because I'm going to look at it and I'm going to sign up, because us talking about this Messier Marathon idea, if you have the skies to do it, can you imagine doing a live stream that people can join in and watch you doing the Messier Marathon? Especially if I'm doing it, say, with my Rasa, for example.
Yep.
And doing something like that, and people can just sign in or just log in, because the Messier Marathon is going to take all night.
Yep.
So can you just imagine, just being constantly going and people checking in?
Yeah, but you just remember that the Messier Marathon, when you're doing it, it's not about looking at the object and seeing what you see. It's about seeing the object and moving on to the next one.
That's what I'm
really
saying.
fast.
That's what I'm
You know,
saying. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just telling that to the people that are watching, because if you get stuck watching and looking, oh yeah, well let me go back and look at it again. No, you don't want to do that. That's for another night.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. But and see, with the RASA doing something with EAA at F2, you know, you can go through. You can actually go through and do the marathon with the RASA. You know, and people can just hop in, you know, and see, oh, where's Eric at now, or what target are we going here, you know, and stuff like that. Because I would probably say, you know, doing EAA, you probably don't spend more than, and especially with the RASA, I probably won't spend more than 5-10 minutes max, if that's even necessary to go that long, you know, and then move on to the next, you know, target, and just keep hitting it.
I'm still playing with this to see if there's another layer to it. But.
Hey guys, I gotta sign off because I gotta drive down to SRO tomorrow morning and work on a big telescope. So I'm gonna bid adieu to everybody.
Yeah,
all right. Have a great night.
We're at about 3 hours now, with minus the music. Yeah. So, all right, everybody.
Wrap it up?
Yeah, everybody have a good night. Remember, who's our next guest? Pete didn't even want to hang out for that. Okay. So bye, Pete.
See you, Pete.
And let's see, just real quick, our next guest is Scott Roberts.
Scott Roberts from Force Scientific.
On the 25th, followed by Bob Denny on the 6th and Charles Bracken on the 13th. So check that out. And remember, if you want to be eligible for our giveaways starting March 16th, which is 2 days ago, log your email to, don't do what I said originally. Don't go log into the newsletter and you'll be entered into both. Don't do that, because some people wanted the newsletter but didn't want to go into certain raffles. Some people wanted to win on one raffle but not the other. So what I did was, I'll show it really quick on the page here. So if you go into the first page, if you go to the main page, down at the bottom of the main page, there are all the giveaways. So win a $50 win in the hills. If you want to, you hit use your email, put your name and your email and enter. If you want IP for AP or Masters of Pix Insight, same thing. If you want to win the custom eagle, same thing. Or a $50 gift certificate to CCTS, same thing. So if you want to be in all four of them, yes, you will have to enter all four of them. Okay? And please, you will get an email after you enter to verify your email. We've already got situation with bots of people trying to go in and trying to just be fake people and win stuff. So make sure you go in and respond to the email and verify your email address so we know that you're a real person.
Right on.
All right. So that's that.
No scumbags.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there goes Scott. I know it's over now. Scott's cursing. But and every time, like, I'll add this again. I may have to do a different slide now because our main sequence members have just gotten 4 longer.
Yeah.
So thank you for everybody being members. Appreciate it. And if you want to be a member again, just go to our YouTube page and hit the join button, and soon to be Patreon. So that's going to be kind of cool. I started doing the preliminaries on that as well. So I'm waiting on emails and stuff.
Cool, man.
All right.
Well, no, this was a great show. This was a fun show. I'm sorry I missed Hendrik, but
that's okay. You brought up the rear.
Yeah. I came in as a reinforcement, after, to fill in the spot.
You need the new blood, So.
Yeah, that's all good. But
Scott, be quiet, Scott.
Yeah. Quiet use. You don't go there.
I got my finger on the hide on stream button, so be careful. Oh good. He just froze at the right time. That's great.
But yeah, as far as the final thought for me, again, good show. Thank you again to everybody who's coming, and sponsoring us. We really appreciate it, becoming members. can't wait for the Patreon, for that to get kicked off. And, a big thing is remember, especially on Fridays, Q&A, especially for new people or newbies to the to astrophotography. This is the time where I want you guys to come on, ask questions, and be a part of the conversation, and hopefully, you can get some good information out of what we've been sharing, and also have some fun too, hanging out with us. So that's my final thought.
Scott, I'm scared.
Final thought. Yep. Support Hendrik. Check out his stuff, because you know what? It is revolutionary. And Pete and I have been, he's been talking to me about it for a long time now, and it's finally great to see it and actually see the details about it, because it's awesome. It's awesome. So
it looks really good.
So good night, sweetheart.
But, oh, you really got it.
Oh man, take us home.
Bye, Scott. But all right, so everybody have a good night. We've talked way too long. But thank you so much for the support to everybody that has been not only our company sponsors, but more so our member sponsors. It really gives me a warm and fuzzy place to go to. It's really, really nice to know that you guys really give a crap about what we're doing, and that's the New York in me coming out. Thank you so much for doing everything that you do, and we couldn't do it all without you. Sean, Pete, Chris, David, Mark, Rocky Mountain Astro Bobs, all you guys,
Yep.
Thank you so much. And remember, it all goes back to you eventually. And, hopefully if Scott gets me a logo by the end of the week, I can get the shirts ordered and you can have them by the end of the month. So that'd be nice to figure out. Just do me a favor for you Red Giant main sequence members, please get me your shirt size, please, or else I'm not going to send you a shirt. Email me at dan@astroworldweb.com and give me your shirt size. And please don't just give me your shirt size. Say, hey, it's John, I'm an M, and don't give me a mailing address. I mean, give me your mailing address too, because I'm not going to know where to send it. Okay, so please, I don't want to be ended up with 35 shirts sitting there and I can't wear because I'm too fat. So, so that being said, everybody, listen, thank you. Have a good night. Come check us out next Wednesday and then the 25th with Scott Roberts. It's going to be an awesome show. Thank you so much, guys and girls. Remember to keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And we'll see you Wednesday night. Have a great weekend.
Great weekend, everybody.
Now.